Hey, hey, I got this message from angels above. Come together in a circle of love. Put down your weapons and unload your guns. Come together in a circle of love. Yeah. Oops, sorry. Oops. Oh boy. Hold on. Give me a moment. Hold on. Okay. Let's slow down. Hold on. Gotta check in. Hello, Precious. What's going on? I bet it's really chilly up there right now, huh? Well done, Janani. You did make it. Well done. Good evening, Janani. Thank you. Laura Ellen Smith. Hello, Laura. Maybe one day we're going to get you to sing on the channel, okay? Somewhere in time. Yeah. CC, hello, CC. Happy go. When the smoke and dust has lifted. Hey, Lena. Good evening. Hi, Lena. Good to see you. Their ghosts will walk around. Years. I got this message from angels above. Come together in a circle of love. Put down your weapons and unload your guns. Ivona, wait a minute, I just saw Ivona is here somewhere. I'll sell that. Johnny, hold on, I'm going through the list. Hold on. Lenora, hi Lenora. Lenora L. Hi. Christelle. Hello, Christelle. Yay. In the Welsh Valley. In the Valley of Wales. I'm just going to put that up here. La, 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 la. I know, wait a minute. Somebody, somebody said it's Monday here, newbie here? Yes, Janani, it's okay. We were all newbies at one point. Vendetta Bohemia, the movie is here. Vendetta Bohemia. Yeah, that's definitely a movie for sure. Connie Morgan, hi Connie, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. MC, what's up, MC? Good to see you. Yay. Chosen by God, of course. We couldn't do this show without you. Chosen by God. Chosen. The question is it chosen by God or is it chosen by God? That's the question. Primary, hi Primary. Good evening. I hope the art world is going well. I'm getting some rest and healing. Sharon, hello Sharon, good evening. God, we got some regulars here tonight, that's for sure. Villa Blomst.
Their blood is flowing to the ocean.
Lumps. Is that Nordic? That sounds Nordic to me. Yeah. And Edwards. I think you've been here before, haven't you? Edwards? I'm pretty sure we've seen you here before. It's no biggie. It doesn't matter. You know, Marissa. Marissa, watch the language on this show. It's kids watch this show, okay? So when you're at, I'm just saying, okay, Marissa. Marissa H. Newbie, oh boy, and who's the other newbie who's here? Janani. Newbie. Joshua. Good evening, Joshua in the TV. Who else is here? Brifnick. Brifnick. Welcome, Brifnick. Oh, you're the Lumi Squad. You are the defender of the Lumi Squad. Come together in a circle of love. Yeah. I love that one. We'll talk about that in a minute. Hold on. D. Watson. Let's have a look. D. Watson. Welcome. Sunshine. Why not? Someone's got to do it. The Looney Squad. Yeah, that's for sure. You're absolutely correct, Lena. Lena Looney Squad. You would know. Lena, you would know about this stuff. Okay, let's have a look. What's going on? I gotta make more room here. All Sun, of course. Good evening, sir. Sir All Sun. Sunshine is new. Sunshine wants everybody to know that Sunshine is new. Okay. New. Sunshine's a newbie too. There you go. Janelle Butler would love a reading. Well, we all would. Thank you, Janelle. Wait a minute. That's a different. Wait a minute. Janelle, that's a different from Janani. Right. Okay. I missed somebody. I just missed somebody. Vanna Matos. I saw that. Vanna Matos. Yay. Welcome. Everybody's lining up, taking their seats. Well done. Well done. I mean, it's not like there's, fixed seating here. It's an open campfire, so everyone can sit wherever they like. But yeah, sure. I mean, I know people like to have their regular seats, their regular spots. That's for sure. It's understandable. I do too. Light Flower. Good evening, Light Flower. Wow. I know you've been here before, many times, but maybe not for a while. Ivona. I knew I saw your name there earlier. Ivona Kukulka. Okay, New Jersey's in the house. Mary Hudson, yay. Hi, Mary. Hope all is going well. Oh, man, I hope it's all going well. Yay. Kumbaya, circle of love, yeah. La 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 la. You just want to sit near the bathtub or the toilet. I understand. It's all right. That's all right. Nobody does. Okay. Oh, where's Gabby? Somebody said Gabby's here. Where's Gabby? Happy Go Lucky. I got Happy Go. Happy Go. I got Happy Go here. Yeah. Just a girl from the Bronx. Oh, Carrie Hilton's here. Cece's from the Bronx. Yay.
come together in a circle of love.
Yeah.
Na, 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 na.
And Janani is the smart person in the room, sitting by the buffet. Excellent decision. First dibs on all on the nibbles. By the way, Janani, I hope you brought some as well. It's BYOB. Bring your own bottle, bring your own food, and everything like that. Okay. So you got to share whatever you've got. If you've got popcorn or little deli sausages or marshmallows or even some fancy dip, all of that works perfectly on this show. We do not discriminate. Yay. Okay, enough of that hippie music. Enough of that hippie lovey-dovey kumbaya stuff. You know, we're kind of like, we're super hip. We're really Lenora. Did I get Lenora? Hold on. Yeah, I got you, Lenora. I was just worried. Sometimes the names go by very, very fast. Trista Perry. No, I didn't get you. Trista Perry. I know I didn't get you earlier. All right, let's see what's going on here. Thank you for hanging out and living through the little introduction, how do you do sections for everybody. Yeah, where are you heading? Whose house are you heading towards? Who's got the comfiest blankets? Janelli likes the hippie music. Okay, that's cool. It's all handcrafted here. Everything, you know, everything we do here at Terra Lumination is artisanally crafted. Handcrafted, hand rolled, hand massaged, hand grown. This is non-GMO. It's certified organic. Everything we do here, it's all heavily filtered. There's no residue. You could even take a bath in this stuff if you wanted to. Oh, by the way, watch out for that guy Allsun. He's trying to peddle some of his chocolate therapy. Okay, now we know that chocolate therapy is a very, very exclusive, very high-end form of advanced therapeutic healing. But it's only for the highly discerning users, okay? And so I'm just letting you guys know out there, Allsun is out there peddling chocolate tonight, peddling chocolate healing. So, you know, you have to know about that. We're not going to stop the show because of that, but if he taps you on the shoulder and asks if you want a treatment, you know, just beware that things can get messy sometimes. He uses syrup. He uses little nuggets. He uses the little cookie filler things. He uses big, heavy bricks, all of it. And in the wrong hands, this chocolate therapy can get a little bit out of control. I'm just letting you know. And it's very hard to clean up afterwards. There you go. Yeah. So here we are, folks. We did it again. Laura, what's that? You're going to go to Nashville? Total Impulse. Let me tell you a story about Nashville, people. Nashville is full of country singers and songwriters. So, as you know, Terra Illumination likes to do sing-songs and sing-alongs and things like that. And in Nashville, Laura, this is specifically for you. There's a really good, cool place to hang out. It's called the Bluebird Cafe. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's world famous. People go there from all over the world just to have a chance to sing. And lucky Terra Illumination. I used to play there many years ago. I used to play there quite a lot. They kept inviting me back. And I wasn't sure why. In the end, they stopped inviting Terra Illumination. I was going under a different name, of course, but it's an amazing place, and it's probably one of the most amazing venues for a singer-songwriter in the world. So, Laura, if you're going to get up on stage and do karaoke with your music, freaking go for it, okay? Laura, so you're going to go to the Bluebird Cafe. That's fantastic. There are some great pubs and bars around there too. Alrighty. Hold on, I got some. Yeah, yeah, it's really cool. So maybe you can send some live footage of the show, and maybe Lena will do some uh, journalistic appraisals and evaluations of the show afterwards. Okay. Yeah, Laura Allen, seriously, the Bluebird Cafe, it's kind of a big deal. Uh, I had a chance to get some very significant recording contracts in Nashville, but like many things in life, everything kind of went sideways. So there you go. And if I had made it in Nashville, you wouldn't have Terra Lumination here today. So there you go. How about that? Yeah. Well, Laura, there might be some other places. If you go online, you can find other places in Nashville where you can probably just walk in and do a live, spontaneous open mic thing, Linda Mel. Hey, Linda Mel, what's going on? There's no rush here, Linda Mel. People come and go. They check in, they check out, It's no big deal. Some people get here early, like they have that famous pub, it's called First In, Last Out. There are some people who get here early and they stay the whole show and they're the last people to go. And they have a lot of fun. Some people just drop in to say hi, have a little quick tipple of their favorite little beverage, and then they're on their way. All of that. Uh-oh, somebody else. Who's that? Nina Brick. Nina Capricorn need reading. I don't know if I can spell that. Hold on. Nina. Oh boy. It's a fancy name that I can't say. Brick Chick. I'm just going to put Brick Chick. Brick Chick, like that. Okay? Nina Brick Chick. I hope that's all right. So there you go. I need a sip of my herbal tea. This is herbal tea. It has nothing in it except little wildflowers and things and fragrance and stuff like that. There's no echinacea. There's no ephedra. There's no guarana. There's no caffeine. There's no what's that one that makes you go all sleepy? There's no Valium, Valerian. There's no Valerian. Nothing. It's super super mellow. Okay, Sarah McCauley. Yes, Sarah, the weekend's going very well. Thank you. Been very, very interesting. Sarah McSee. Sarah McSee. So I was up at the fancy, super fancy retail extravaganza neighborhood up the road here. And of course, it's full of crazy people. People come from all over the world to hang out at this place. And there was one dude, I won't forget it. He just left quite an impression. He was driving a very big Bentley kind of luxury car, and it was a convertible, and it was dazzling metallic turquoise, if you can believe that. You could hardly look at the car. It was like looking at a turquoise dazzling mirror. And he looked quite happy there. And of course, all the hot girls were taking photographs, and a lot of the guys were laughing. Other people were following him down the street just to watch. It's freaky what happens here. Yeah. Hey, little Cap. Little Cap. Yeah. And then afterwards, when I was walking home in my very quiet little neighborhood, I was just crossing the street, and his freaking monster truck just starts to starts to cross just when I'm in front of him. I absolutely nearly died. And of course, I yelled something at him out the window. I said, "What the fuck do you think you are doing?" And I said it very loud and very violently and very aggressively. And I added some extra expletives there as well. And then he leaned out of his window and said, "Sorry, man. Sorry, man. Sorry, man." Yeah. So there you go. That's one of my little stories. Sarah Macaulay, yes, I do believe in twin flames. I don't particularly like the language, but they do exist. If you want to get into that stuff heavy duty, you know what to do. You go to terralumination.com, and that's where you get your private readings and you do all that. We can get deep into that stuff if you want to. So there you go. Thank you for asking. Cece's been waiting for the mothership all her life. Oh, okay. Nina, have you been following Terralumination for a year and you never checked in? Seriously? You must be very, very shy, or maybe you've got your act so together that you just don't need Terralumination. I mean, there are people out there, believe it or not, there are people out there who are so highly evolved, they have their act so far together that they don't need Terralumination. I know. I know it's freaky. I know it's absurd. Who would have ever imagined? But it's true. It actually happens. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, Olson, you are the embodiment of the being that stepped off the mothership. And with your chocolate therapy and all of that, that might be perfectly normal from the other planets where you come from, which I have a feeling is Uranus, by the way. Wouldn't surprise me at all with all that Aquarius, as far as I recall. So yeah, CC watches for months. Okay. Sunday night is live therapy. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thank you. Thank you for realizing that. Yeah. Well, Janani, finally, Janani's got it right. She feels like she's on the mothership already, and that's exactly what's going on here. Yes, Janani, you are on the mothership. This is Terralumination Sunday Night Live, and it is kind of like I haven't seen Abby here tonight. She might be watching. She likes to watch the show and just put it on in the background while she's doing all her healing practices and puttering around at home. It's sort of like having the radio on. And it was all Abby's idea. Abby was hanging out. We were doing the show, and Abby noticed that there's a lot of healers that come to this show, and tarot readers and so on and things like that. And she said, this is like the Terralumination Love Tribe. And of course, it's stuck. So here we are. We have to live with it today. Terralumination Love Tribe. I probably should make a new sign that says Terralumination Love Tribe, Sunday Night Live. We'll do that another time. Okay? We'll do it. Don't you worry. So let's have a look. Just have a look here. Chosen by God, I know, and Taurus in my 10th house, career skyrocketing. Well, that wouldn't surprise me. So, oh, that's interesting. I've just noticed something that speaks very loudly here at Terralumination. All right. You know what? I'm very, very easily, I'm under the influence now. I have to tell you tonight, people, I'm under the influence of the United States dollar. I admit it. Sarah McC. Sarah McC. You have just bought your way to the front of the line. So there you go. That's easy. There you go. There you go. So that's you. You're going to get a reading. It'll be a tiny little micro reading, but it will be a reading. So there you go. Well done. Thank you for dropping the hint. Somebody had to do it. Somewhere in time is already in their pajamas waiting. So you know what? Chosen by God, now that you mentioned it, let's make a little doodle here. Stay there, people. Don't go away. I'm going to make a little note here for all the astrology freaks out there. Just give me a moment. I want to make some doodles. Let's have a look. Let's doodle this properly. Okay. You probably figured this out already, but I'm just going to show you. And it's been in most of the reports. This is going to be all the Capricorn energy. This is all the Taurus energy. Okay. So do you realize, people, what's happening right now? Right now, we've got the moon in Taurus. We got Mercury. We got Sun. And any minute now, actually, let's do it this way. We got the Sun. And the moon is here. We got moon, we've got Mercury, and we've got Sun. Okay? And over here, any minute now, we're going to have Uranus. Now, I don't know if you can see this from where you are, people. But, hold on, something else just happened. Something else. Salt Gulp is here. Aw, how cute. I got to put that on the charts. Bear with me. Wait a minute. Hold on. Salt Gulp is in the house. There you go. Happy Sunday. Yay. So Fritily's here. Oh, Kristen Napierkowski. Kristen Upyurkowski. Okay. I was going to put Kristen. I've got to put Kristen Upyurkowski too. Upyurkowski. Kristen Upyurkowski. That's probably a very rude word in another culture. And I just missed somebody else. Stephanie, hold on, slow down. Stephanie Blackwell. Stephanie, uh-oh. Stephanie Blackwell, I just saw somebody. Lundemel. Lundemel. You've just made a friend for life. I know your name is here. I've seen you. Lundemel. Hold on. I know I've got, there you are. Thank you so much. You have an amazing way of creating like this auric influence on Terra Lumination. I don't know how you do that, Lara, Lundemel, but okay. Hold on. Electra Ray. Okay. Rain. Rain. Well done. Rain. Thank you so much. Kristen Upyurkowski. Did I put that on there? Yeah, I got it. Kristen Upyurkowski too. Right. So much. Funnyland's Fernandon Island. Okay, I'll put Funnyland. Funnyland. I'm just going to call you Funnyland, okay? There you go. Oh, chosen by God was Patricia Clinton when you first joined, but you've gone through a sex change, or you've gone through a deep transformational soul journey, and now you're somebody else. That's okay. It happens a lot on this show. It happens oftentimes by accident. So let's have a look. I gotta get my colored crayons. Look at all this, people. So over here we got Pluto, and we got little old Mars over here, and we got little old Saturn over here. So this is absolutely amazing what's happening right now in the sky and the heavens, people. I don't know if anybody noticed this. I'm sure, I mean, if you go to the astrology channels, this stuff is all over the place. So it's not like, you know, it's not like Terra Lumination just figured it out. I've been tracking this journey for years now. May the 15th, which is very soon, 2018. May the 15th is a gateway. This is a portal for the end of one life and the beginning of a new life for all of us. And you've probably seen it on the reports if you've been watching the channel. Janani. Thank you, Janani. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So hold on. Somebody, who did that? Hold on. I got to check that out. Hold on. Lundemel. I got to put Lundemel on here. You have had a significant influence on the life of Terra Lumination. So there you go. Okay, let's have a look. Well, yes, it's freak out worthy. Freak out. Freak out. Yeah, look at this, people. May the 15th, 2018. It's a freak day. In terms of sacred geometry, it's a freak day. We've got the sun, Mercury, and the moon and Uranus all piled up here in Taurus. It's the beginning of a massive new journey for Uranus in Taurus. Okay, this is the big deal. There's other big deal stuff going on, but this is the really big deal. Uranus is moving into Taurus for the beginning of its new 7-year journey through Taurus. So there's going to be big changes across the world happening at a very deep level for all of us. And wherever this part lies in your chart, it's going to affect you. Okay, so I think it was chosen by God who wrote in. He said he's got Taurus up in the 10th house. So it would look sort of like this on his chart. So he might be someone who has Leo rising, for example. So I think it was chosen by God. So chosen by God, if you've got like this huge stellium up here, it's a very powerful stellium. It's going to be, and it's in the 10th house. Yes, you could expect radical evolutionary leaps, changes, historic revolutionary awakenings in terms of your career developments, your career path, and how it's going to unfold for you. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. Oh, Sarah, yeah, you have to remind me. I'll put a little note here. I'll do a little note. I just saw you on the screen. It's very hard for me to watch the screen and do the show at the same time, but I just saw that. So I'm making a little note on your report there. Okay. So I am going to ask, you know how I like to ask these questions? Just out of curiosity. I know statistically it's kind of freaky, but I'm just kind of curious, is there anyone here in the house tonight who has, I mean, this is totally freaky, you don't have to, Taurus, sun, moon, and rising? Anybody? Anybody in the house? Anybody in the house with sun, moon, and rising Taurus? I'd be freaked if you were here. Totally freaked. All right, let's have a look. Anybody? Marissa is a Taurus. Taurus sun. Are you, so Marissa, you're a Taurus sun. Okay. I'll make a note here. Whoa, Cece, that's a lot of Taurus. Wow. So you've got the sun, Venus, and Mars. Venus and Mars. Wow, that's kind of freaky. Wow. Nicole, you've got a Taurus moon. Nicole. Okay. A lot of bull, yeah. Sarah is a Taurus as well. Oh gosh. What's going on tonight, people? Sarah McCauley's a Taurus as well. And Edward's a Taurus moon. Wow, this is freaky. Yeah. And Laura Ellen's a Taurus. Oh my God. Wow, that's a lot of you guys. Hold on. Kristen Napierkowski's. Kristen's a Taurus. God, we've got a lot of Taurus. What's going on here, people? I gotta make some space. Maybe I asked the wrong question. How many husbands have you had, Frittoli? Have you got a collection? Taurus overload, yeah. Julie, so you're a Taurus sun as well. Oh, jeepers. Wow. Joshua, Taurus, Sun, Venus, Mercury. My God. Sun, Venus, and Mercury. This is freaky, people. Wow. Electra ray. Taurus, Sun, and Moon. Electra ray. That's a big deal. Electra ray. Taurus, Sun, and Taurus, Moon. Wow. That's freaky. Okay. Electra ray. Wow. And the Mercury. Wow. Villa. Villa is also Taurus Sun. Jeepers. We're kind of on, we're probably going to have to do some reading tonight just for Taurus people. Wow. Lenora. Oh, jeepers. I'm losing complete control here. I've lost track of this completely. Jake. Thanks, Jake. Thanks, Jake. Taurus in the house. Yes. Taurus in the house. Yeah. Gemini rising. Okay. You know what? I'm going to pick Electra Ray. This is freaky here. I don't know how we're going to do this. It's kind of a freaky night, people, you know, in terms of the math and whatever. Jake, there's nothing I can do. For Pisces, there's absolutely nothing I can do. I'm sorry. It's very, very tragic. You're going to have to figure it out all on your own. I highly recommend chocolate therapy from All Sun. That's the only way you can deal with your issues right now. All right, let's have a look. I'm going to do one for Electra Ray. Now, Electra Ray, I hope you don't mind, but there's so much Taurus energy here tonight that we might have to dedicate the whole evening to Taurus energy. I don't know how we're going to do that. Okay. I don't know. I don't really know. Night on the Sun. Night on the Sun. Hold on. That's more names, people. More names. I forgot that. Night on the Sun. On Sun. Okay, it's nighttime on the Sun. Okay. Julie Olson. Did I get you earlier? Hold on. Where's Julie? Excuse me. I don't think I put you on there, did I? Nope, I didn't. Olson. Hi, Julie. Welcome to the show tonight. I know you've been here before. Yeah. Christine Lesher. Okay, hi. Was that Christine Lesher? Hi, Christine. Welcome to the show. Christine L. Look at that. Look at that. Christine shows up and says another freaking Taurus. What's going on, people? What is happening here at Tarot Illumination Sunday Night Live with all you Taurians? There's a huge Taurus contingent here. Maybe their word got out earlier. Jeepers, man. Man. Rohit, where's Rohit? Oh, hello, Rohit. Hey, welcome. We're going to have to start another page here. Hi, Rohit. Good evening, Rohit. Welcome. Long time. It's been a while. Yeah, the running of the bulls. I get it. I see what you're talking about. Nina Bridchick, you don't have PayPal? What's wrong with you? The whole world revolves around PayPal. I'll give you a micro reading. This is just a pity reading, you know. I'm just going to do this out of pity. Nina B. All right. I don't normally do this, but you have appealed to my I'm a compassion junkie, okay? Just figured it out. Now, it doesn't mean you can take advantage of me just because I am a certified compassion junkie and I'm going through rehabilitation right now. I'm going through a lot of therapy for being a compassion junkie, like a healer addict. Okay, I can't help it. So Nina, you're going to get one anyway, just because you're desperate. Okay, I'm sorry, everybody who's desperate. And thank you, Jake. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, okay, thanks, Carrie. Thank you so much. I kind of get it. So, oh, Path Traveler is here too. Hey, hi, Path Traveler. Woof woof. Visiting, just visiting. Traveler, Path Traveler. Yay. Yeah, don't feel bad. I was just kidding about the PayPal. You don't have to have PayPal. You can just do credit cards, debit cards. They all work somehow or other. Okay. It's official. Sarah McCauley has laughed for the third time tonight. Okay? That's incredible. We actually got a laugh out of Sarah McCauley. Wow. And we weren't even trying. And one of the yeah. Janani paid without PayPal. Okay, well, that's living proof. Thank you. Thank you, Janani, for proving that. So these are the names we've got for the evening. I got 4 readings there. We're going to do a group reading. And Liz Wolf. Wait a minute. Did I get you earlier? I think I did. Kote Monizaga. Ha 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 ha. I know you. I know you. I know you. Kote is here. Kote's in the house, people. Liz Wolf. Where did I put Liz? I think I put Liz over here. I thought you came in earlier. I guess not. I'm sorry. Maybe I can't read my own writing, but that's not unusual. Liz, let's just put you here anyway, okay? So maybe we double dipped, but who cares? Okay. All right. No. This is not a wet t-shirt contest show. Sorry, people. Alsun, please, you're always stirring up so much trouble. You're getting Terra Illuminations into trouble. You get the guests and the visitors overexcited. I'm just watching. Just people, please watch out for Alsun. It's just like trouble is his second name. He's doing chocolate therapy on the side, quietly, with all the people who are lining up for it. And he's also designing an all-sun wet t-shirt contest, but that's a ruse, people. That is a ruse to get you to take his chocolate therapy, okay? So just be careful. I'm just letting you know. Yeah. Connie Morgan, yeah. All cure. Oh, look. Janani is a living testimonial. All sun cured him. You were cured by chocolate therapy. That's fantastic. Electra Ray is on a sugar buzz. It's official. Electra Ray. I don't think I got you earlier. Oh, I did. I got you. There you are. Thank you. Okay, let's have a look. So I wanted to point out another thing about the all the astrology patterns right now, because there's plenty of people freaking out. Okay, and it's understandable. Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of a heads up here. This is going to look really weird. I hope I can do a good rendition here for you people. There's a tremendous amount of earth energy here, okay? We figured that out. All this Capricorn energy, all this Taurus energy, it's very, very harmonious. There's going to be big, deep ocean current changes in our lives over the next few years, okay? It's already started. The big date, of course, as you know, because of my amazing book, as you know, Terra Illumination is a highly acclaimed, internationally celebrated author of amazingly important things. And here is the leading book that's all over Barnes and Noble. It's all over Amazon. It's going to go on the Ellen Show. It's going to go on David Letterman and all the late night talk shows but you know, Terra Illumination is very, very discreet, very, very busy, and it's very hard to get a booking now at Terra Illumination. But this is the amazing book, and we're talking about global restructuring, January 2020. Now that happens to be mixed up with the astrology here. If you are really deep into this stuff, I can guarantee people now is this time to start preparing for January 2020. It's still early days for the Taurus journey, but when Saturn hits Pluto and Jupiter hits Pluto, January 2020, mark your calendars, okay? Global shift, global restructuring, especially with wealth and money and finance. Now, back to tonight. If you guys are freaking out, you have a reason. There's something very, very strange happening. I'm going to show you. Watch this. I'll see if I can do it. I'll do another chart, actually. Watch this. This is another famous Astro Doodle. As you know, these Astro Doodles sell on eBay for thousands of dollars once the show is over. You probably haven't seen them yet on eBay because they sell so fast that it's very hard to keep up. Okay. Yeah, I know, it's hard to believe, but you know, that's what happens on this show. So over the next few days, a week or two or so, we've got this freaky alignment, okay? Right now, okay, we have Mars in Capricorn. Just watch this. Just be patient. You'll see what I'm talking about in a moment. And this is at 29.5 degrees. And over here, any moment now, we're going to have Mars in Aquarius. Now watch this. Okay, so you got like this line. Okay, this is Mars in Capricorn over here. And then over here, you've got Mars in Aquarius. Two completely different signs. And this is at 0 degrees. Now guess what? Guess when this is happening? May 15th. Yep. 2018. Now, can you notice any similarity between May 15th, 2018? Over here, May 15th, 2018. Kaboom! So watch this. Now, simultaneously, we have this freak planetary alignment where we have Uranus in Aries, 29.5 degrees here, right now. Over there, okay? And then we have this weird threshold moment. And guess what? I'll do it like this. Hold on. I hope you don't get confused, but this is going to be Uranus in Taurus, 0 degrees. And guess when this is happening? May the 15th. So statistically, astrologically, to me, this is freaky. This is sacred geometry at the level of freakiness, unmeasurably freaky statistics, okay? Now watch this. So at this moment right now, there's this freaky, very, very hard square energy between Mars in Aquarius, Mars in Capricorn and Uranus in Aries. Look at that. Mars in Capricorn, 29 degrees, Uranus in Aries, 29 degrees. That's a very hard square. That's very combustible. That's very almost like puke level, scary energy that could trigger all sorts of random erratic behavior, frightening, scary. You might speak before you think. You might act irrationally. People might act irrationally towards you. All sorts of it's a hard square. It's very, very easy for things to be very combustible. between the Capricorn Aries hard square to the exact degree. Look at that. You see that? There it is. You see that? There it is. Next, watch this. It's double duty. Why is it double duty? Because in a few days, we've got Mars in Aquarius, 0 degrees, in a hard square with Uranus and Taurus, 0 degrees. Look at that. How does that look on the map? Okay. Now, doesn't that strike you as sacred geometry? I think they call it mutual reception or something. I'm not sure. I don't know what I'm talking about. Excuse me. Hard square, Mars in Capricorn, Uranus in Aries, 29 degrees. And then within moments, Mars into Aquarius, hard square with Uranus and Taurus, 0 degrees, 0 degrees. So this is going to be with us for a while, okay? I'm just letting you know. All these wonderful other things are swirling around with the planets right now, but this is extremely, potentially very harsh energy that could be very hard to manage in your body, like with your physical expressions and how like what I would call miracle energy happens to you. Think random stuff just coming straight out of the blue. It's very, very combustible. It's just like that random thing that happened to me in the street the other day, yesterday, when I nearly got run over by this lunatic. So you just have to be extremely careful with this energy. Mind your own business. Be very, very, very alert about what you're saying, how you're saying it, how your actions. Think before you act. Think before you speak. Think before you do anything, and be very, very responsible with your energies here. You can't let this stuff get out of control. It's very combustible. Any one of you at any moment could turn into an arsonist, for all we know. If you've got pent-up arsonist energy inside of you, you could freak out and start burning houses down. Or you could start, like, throwing rocks at people, or just trying to shake up their lives and disturb them. Maybe you have deeply bedded childhood anxieties that are suddenly going to come to the surface, and you're going to have to tell everybody about it in very unpredictable ways. Who knows? Who knows? So just so that you know, using highly advanced technological software with the Terra Illumination channel, what I'm trying to hint is that this stuff is happening. This very challenging stuff is happening exactly at the same time that this amazing, beautiful stuff is happening. Huge transformational energy for all of us. Okay, so there you go. So for all of you who are interested, this is going to be released onto eBay by tomorrow morning, and the opening price is going to be about $1,000 for this piece of paper and $1,000 for that piece of paper, and you have to be very, very quick. All right, I'm just letting you know. Okay. All right, let's do something incredibly important. Let's do something really, really important. All right. Soon we're probably going to have to do a group reading. I know, that's the lure of the show. Let's have a look. Hold on, I got to get my pen working. This is for the TL Love Tribe. Terra Illumination Love Tribe. Okay, so this is for tonight, right now. This is going to be a group reading for tonight for all of us out there, and a special emphasis for all the Taurian folks, because the spotlights are on you big time. So if you're running around freaking out, wondering what the heck's going on in your life, well, you're at the right place. You're hanging around with the Terra Illumination Love Tribe, and if Terra Illumination can't fix you, then at least you've got Ulsan or Lena or any one of the other healers out there. I know there's healers out there, so don't you worry. You're in the right place at the right time with the right people for the right reasons. Okay, here we go. First of all, I need a little break because everyone's checked in now, and it's time for some dancing. You've probably figured it out. Yep, it's time. We've got to shake it up, people. We got to shake out those things. Hold on. We're going to do this properly. We're going to do this properly. You'll see what we mean by properly in a minute. Yeah,
It was one of those days where everything goes wrong. My hair fell out, my heel broke off. I slept through my alarm. I missed the bus tonight. School my stalker walked me home. I sprayed his face with mace.
Get your dancing shoes on now, people.
Tonight, I'm gonna dance my stress away until the break of daylight. You may not wanna dance with me, but I wanna dance with you.
Yeah.
My relationships, they end up in the ditch. So I'm getting counseling to be another trouble bitch. The doctor's pills he gave me, they make me trip and fall. So if you are the man you say you are, you have me prove it all. Tonight, I'm gonna dance my stress away until the break of daylight. You may not wanna dance with me, but I wanna dance with you. Flashes and manicures, the prevalent solutions against the facts of fancy facts, so empty substitution. All the things they need is to man who throws me on their shoulder, takes me naked in the ocean, running with the world. Tonight, I'm gonna dance my stress away until the break of daylight. You may not wanna dance with me, but I wanna dance with you. Getting tattoos on my ass and up and down my arms could get me into trouble, leaving me rejected. Then again, pretending I'm superior, acting all there is no guarantee that I will be accepted. Tonight, I'm gonna dance my stress away until the break of daylight. You may not wanna dance with me, but I wanna dance with you. We're gonna dance tonight. We're gonna dance the stress away until the break of daylight. You may not wanna dance with me, but I wanna dance with you.
Whoa, what was that? I go away for a toilet break and the backstage crew take over. Dang. They must have been getting some rest during the week because I had no idea that they had come back. Who knew? Who knew that the backstage crew was there? Wow. Don't worry. No, you have not been rejected. You are here for a reason. You were not rejected. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to put you in here for a little tiny micro reading, Cece. There's a reason why. All right. Yeah, Liz, well, if you've got it as a professional member of certified member of the Terra Lumination Love Tribe, you can probably assure the rest of us that you've been through your own version of hell and survived and come out the other side. And yes, most of us have suffered intense rejection complexes, but you have survived, and no one here is rejected. All you have to do is be very loving, be very loved. It's very, very simple. However, simple is not easy. All right. So thanks for reminding us. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Liz Wolf. All right. Okay, let's do this. Let's just do this. I've been trying to avoid it as long as possible. So, yes, as seen on TV. Ha ha ha. All right, here we go. So, this is the time, people. As you know, we go through our little rituals here. This is the moment where Terra Illumination kind of goes all weird, and you actually get to see what it's like when Terra Illumination makes a recording. Now, we're doing this live, but this is exactly what we do when we do the reports for the monthlies. And I kind of get a bit trancy and tripped out and weird about it all, and I can't help it. It's just how things are here. And that's why we're doing the channel in the first place. My angels told me I had to get back out there and do this stuff again. Because I used to work as a consultant. I think I've told some of you asked, I told the story. I used to work as a consultant for psychics and mediums and things got very weird, and I stopped doing it years ago. And then about a year and a half ago, I got tremendous pressure from what I think of as my angels to get back out there and do something again. And lo and behold, we gave birth to Terra Illumination. Or let's put it this way, Terra Illumination gave birth to me. I take this very personally. No, don't leave the room. We're just getting warmed up. All right, let's get some cards out, people. Susan Dorr. Hold on, I've missed a name. I missed a name. I saw a name there. I saw a new name. Susan Dorr. Hold on. Wait a minute. I have to go to the next page. Susan Dorr. I'm trying to keep up with people, okay? Okay? All right, there we go. Oh, Elizabeth Oliver. I didn't get you earlier. I know I didn't get you earlier. Oh, I'm pretty sure I didn't. Elizabeth Oliver. There we go. Now we go. Now we're. I got you. I just got you. I just put you there. Look. You're on the list. This shows you that you're part of the VIP crowd. You know, it's extremely hard to get into the show. As you know, it's very, very exclusive show. Only the most elite VIP, highly certified people who get heavily screened can actually attend the show. So well done, Elizabeth. You are very special by definition. Lisa Richard, how did you get in here? How on earth did Lisa Richard get in the room? I don't know. We need more security, people. We need more security. Trinity Rising, what's up? Everybody's trying to jump the velvet rope. Damn. Where's my bouncers? We need bouncers on this show, people. Dang. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. What are we going to do? Oh gosh. Trinity Rising. Okay, okay, okay. All right, you can come in. It's all right. It's no big deal. I'm going to have to talk with the backstage crew. They do double duty as bouncers for the show, as you know. And sometimes they're a little bit dopey, they're a bit lazy, and they can be highly corrupted. They're easily corrupted by money and really, really pathetic sob stories. So if you sound like you're having a complete breakdown and you're desperate for, a reading and things like that, I'm just letting you know that they have a track record of letting people in under the velvet rope. Technically, that's not allowed. They have to. Everyone here has to go through extreme screening to get in. Warren Harrison, how did you get through? How on earth did you get through the screening? Warren H., certified gangster, well known in the underground world for dealing in highly controversial music. Oh my gosh, poinsettia. Oh my gosh. Standards, people. I'm trying to maintain standards. It's like anybody can come in now. Anybody and anyone can just walk right in. What is coming to the world, people? What's wrong with a bit of exclusivity? We're not here to be politically correct, okay? We just happen to be very, very special, and we like it that way. We don't like being butted in by just anybody. All right, let's just get serious. Let's get serious. I hope you brought your bottle with you, Cece, because I'd love some of that whiskey if you don't mind. Let's have a look. All right, here we go. Let's just do something actually useful and important here. Okay, look at this. Here is the deck. All right, as you know, people, this deck is a very hard-working deck. It's done thousands of readings, and I'm proud to say that. And it's still pretty much intact. It's still in very good condition, and it reads well. All the cards are upright, as you know. So let's have a look. I know there's probably names that have... uh-oh, somebody new, Anita Bumhoff. Okay, hold on. I gotta check Anita in. Anita it seems like Anita has sneaked under the rope. Bumhoff. Somebody has to take care of security here. We really need to have a conversation, people. I'm serious. All right, let's have a look. What's going on? Here we go. All right, we're getting close, people. We're getting close. So everybody just kick back, hang out, and relax, and pretend this is a private reading just for you. Even though we're sharing this, it is a group reading for the Tarot Lumination Love Tribe because we're so special. The reality is that you can interpret this for yourself if you want to. That's just how the reading is going to work. Because when I kind of get into the vibe of a reading and we do things by declaration, we stipulate how the reading, how the cards are going to tell their story. And tonight for this one, the cards are going to tell the story for the Tarot Lumination Love Tribe for everyone who's here tonight, specifically live here tonight. And we just happen to have a huge contingent of Taurian people. So we could even say it's for the Taurus people all around. So now, you know, I'm never going to be able to get round to doing everybody, okay? So if there's other readers here, and you can help out and pick up where Tarot Illumination is slacking off. You know, sometimes that happens where we get someone who really, really, really needs a reading, but it just doesn't register with Tarot Illumination, and I either slip up or I forget or something like that. All right, let's have a look. All right, so check in, everybody. Sit back, hang out, settle in, put on your gas mask, put on your gloves, you know, put the straws in your drinks, put your feet up, put your slippers on. You might want to put on gloves just in case things can get quite incendiary here. Also, if you need to stock up on your beverages, please do so. If it's really chilly where you are, just snuggle up to your neighbor and take full advantage of the Tarot Illumination Love Tribe, the burning furnace of love that we are. Okay? Here we go. Cards are well shuffled. No jumpers, no flyers, no oracles, no reversals. Sorry, I love the cards the way they're painted. And I like to look at my paintings upright. I don't know about you. We're going to use the journey spread here. We're going to put the heart at the core, and we're going to see what the little story tells. And I'm going to read the story from the perspective of love and healing and how it is flowing and moving in our lives. We're going to allow everything to go kind of wild and open. I'm not going to say that we're bound to be heavily influenced by the big shift into Taurus and all that, and the big T squares, yeah, and the big red squares, sure, we're going to be affected, but let's just keep it wide open. All right, people, here we go. Settle in. Bring your angels. By the way, yes, please invite your personal private guides, your team, your helpers, whatever you got, whoever you got who's on your team. This is a team effort, and we're trying to propagate the healing power of love. All right? That's what Terra Illumination is all about. Ultimately, it's about the healing power of love. This is the core heart of us. This is heart energy. Our heart knows what it needs. It knows what it wants. And it's up to us as three-dimensional beings with our waking consciousness, our egoic self, our solar self, to listen and tune in and be acutely, very sensitively aware of what our heart is saying and speaking to us. Our body speaks to us all day, and half the time we don't listen. But it's very, very important to understand that our physical bodies are incredibly amazing instruments, okay? It's not just what's in our brain. It's not just what we see in the mirror on our face and when we're shaving or putting on makeup or whatever we do. It's our whole physiology. And at the very, very core of that, it's your mind, sure. You know, you have your third eye and pineal gland and all that for sure. But at the very center, it is the heart, okay? So that needs to be acknowledged. The heart is often overlooked or ignored and set aside and terrorized by our egoic self. So let's have a look. What are we bringing in with us here? Think of this as legacy energy. Some of us might be completely wigging out right now. Some of us might be having a really good ride on the roller coaster, for all we know. Some of us might be clueless. Sometimes it really helps to be very fluid and open and clueless in these situations, in which case we'll examine that when we get there. This is the energy of the ever-present now, where I like to think that this is the best place to be, even though it can be the toughest place to be, because it means having to be completely grounded, present, conscious, and here, in the now. Not dwelling on our past, not married and deeply bound into our conditioning, our circumstances, our habits, and not using that as a platform to project into our so-called future. And guess what? Our so-called future is going to be changing anyway. The planet of the future, Uranus, is shifting signs May the 15th. So let's have a look. We'll see what happens when we get there. Over here is the healing power of our decisions, which is what we access in the now, where we can own our power, so to speak, and how we can express and execute our power through the healing power of our decisions. So how do we do that effectively and most lovingly so that we love ourselves? Love thyself, people. Love thyself. I know there's a bumper sticker out there that says, know thyself, and it probably came from all sorts of famous Greek gods and philosophers and everything. But I think it's about time that we expanded this whole concept of love thyself, because it seems to be a strangely unexplored, undeveloped way of human behavior. At least that's how it appears here from Terra Illumination. I believe in the concept of loving thyself, first and foremost, since it's the best and most loving thing you can do for the planet. Loving thyself first gives you the strength and greatest opportunity to be loving for others, okay? So you can share the love that you have with others, okay? Which is the most nutritious, nurturing, caring thing and loving thing you can do as an act of love. And so therefore generate consequence over here, the energy of consequence. This is for the energy on the understanding that in our best expression, we are in the present, in the now, no matter how challenging, and we are creating outcomes through the healing power of our decisions. Okay. Now, of course, it's difficult to do that 24/7. Otherwise, we'd all be earth angels. So what happens when we're having a really rough day and we're really screwing up on all our decisions? What happens if we're having a really good day? What does that look like? It's the same card, but like a reciprocal interpretation, reciprocal energy over here. And this would be the momentum into the next beat. Are you overdoing it, for example? Are you denying your heart the nutrients that it needs? And creating a debt Are you creating a debt in your heart that needs to be replenished later? Who knows? Let's have a look. We're going to look at circumstantial energy here in a moment. And this is for all of us. This is out there. You could say this is the planets. You could say this is your job, your environment, your home, your people, whatever it is. And we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, this tells me very, very loudly that I've been feeling for months now that it's really important for all of us to understand the healing power of no and how important that is. Last night, I could hardly sleep for trying to understand ways that I can express how important it is for us to be prepared, courageous, and willing. It's incredibly hard for a lot of people to use the word no. It's very hard for people to basically, the whole concept of saying no or no thank you to anything that's not worthy of you, anything that's not serving you, is almost offensive to some people because we're so much raised into giving our power away without knowing it. We've learned, a lot of us, how to self-sabotage in many, many ways. With the Queen of Swords energy here, my feeling is that we're in a very, very amazing time in astrological history in our lifetimes right now, not only because of the Pluto phenomenon, Saturn and Pluto, okay? January 2020 is very, very reminiscent of 1776. This happens roughly every 250 years. It's a very big deal, especially for the United States. Watch the news for American politics. It's time for the people. I feel this is the energy of the people saying it's time for us to use the healing power of FU if we have to. The healing power of FU, the healing power of no. And you have it's also taking this to the next level. It's on the understanding that when you exercise or express or decide to express your power through the healing power of no, that you don't even have to apologize. You don't have to give an explanation. You don't have to feel guilty. You don't have to find ways to get around it. You could be challenged or misunderstood, but it doesn't matter. You still have the right to express and use the healing power of no. And that's a very, very hard concept for a lot of people to understand. It's taken me a long time to figure it out and understand this myself. And I was looking for an opportunity to express this in my own understanding. And now I'm feeling like I can share that with you guys tonight. I feel like it's a very, very important time for all of us to, literally grab whatever kind of courage that we've got and almost like puff ourselves up if we have to, in order to learn and start practicing the healing power of no. And that's what's around us right now. I think it's circumstantial energy. It's very encouraging for us to do that. So if you do meet very challenging circumstances in life, which your heart knows deep down is not good for you, please remember this little reading and be willing to use the healing power of no. Okay? And then just walk away from whatever is not right and loving for you. And whoever else out there can't handle it, that's their problem. It's not your problem. It's their problem. You have a right to love yourself first. It is your God-given duty to love thyself, even more than know thyself. Let's have a look. What's going on in the core heart? To me, this is more energy of independence here. Creating, like the heart truly wants to be who it is. In other words, if you think of the heart core self, energy of the self, to me, this is a very strong signal that the heart wants to be as bountiful, as wealthy, as valuable, as valued as possible for each one of us, however that works for you as an individual, and then make that a unique characteristic of your being. In other words, forget trying to fit in. Instead, the heart is saying here, like, do anything and everything we can to be our own unique, most abundant, self-loving selves. Okay, no apologies here. Okay, it is a solitary kind of energy here, but we're all individuals, okay? The energy of Uranus is very much about individuality, the uniqueness of each individual, even though when we take off our skin, we're all essentially the same underneath, okay? So we know that, but we have a right. Each one of us has a right to be our own unique selves. And sometimes that means having to use the healing power of no towards anything that is not uniquely yours. Your own values, your own beliefs, your own desires, your own gifts, your own talents, whatever defines you, that's what the heart wants, okay? And it's up to us, clean out your ears to listen to that, and then feed the heart with what it wants. Treat that as your little baby. Treat it as the most valuable thing in your life. Love thyself and feed the heart what it needs. What are we bringing in with us? Okay, this is, to me, a very loud indication that all of us here are very aware that we're ending a very significant chapter in our life. Perhaps this is an awareness of the end of a 7-year cycle from Uranus and Aries. It could be the end of certain very defined what I call lifestyle package deals for all of us in one shape or form or another. And simultaneously, let's go back to the doodles. I can't resist. You know how I get. Give me a second. I think the card here of the world is a very stark reminder that our lives are going to change. We're heading through this gateway right now. We're lining up for it. The gateway is fully open on May the 15th, and it's going to be open for many, many months afterwards. So there's no mad rush here. It's like kind of going to a big rock concert at a huge stadium. You know, you're going to get in, you're going to get your seat, but sometimes it takes a while to go through all of the process. So that's what's happening here. This is the end of one way of life and one way of being, and it's the beginning of a whole new life and a whole new way of being. And there's no going back, people. Please understand. And this is divinely blessed. Also, please understand that. If you want to, you can take all this personally. The planets don't care. They're going to do whatever they want to do. And it's up to you to take full advantage of this incredibly nutritious, harmonious energy here. And it's also very, very important to be very aware of the combustible, highly volatile, potentially very disruptive energies here. All of this is happening simultaneously, okay? It's up to us to be alert, aware, and hear this and listen to it. Understand, it's the end of one way of being and the beginning of a new way of being. No going back. Okay, so what about the now? Okay, in our innocence, I feel we are moving forward anyway. I think a lot of us are in the present, in the moment now. For example, even just hanging out here at the show, to me, it feels like it's an indication that we would all truly like to be this way, in alignment with our hearts. No matter how far out of alignment that we are, my feeling is that all of us here have the courage and the willpower and the ability to very methodically, in a very gentle paced Taurian type manner, one step at a time, move towards this energy of our most evolved selves over here, where we become our most unique advanced being, knowing that we have a lot to learn on the way. Okay, the page, it does not apologize for the innocence. The page does not apologize for the desire to learn and want to grow and evolve. All the page is wanting to do here is to make the best of their assets. That's what we're trying to do here. All of us, each one of us, in our own unique way, is we feel the call. I think that we are feeling this call to really find out what is it we truly value, what is it we really want, why are we really here, what are we really going to do about it. Okay, and we're doing this with eagerness and desire in very well intended ways. So this is very good news for me as far as I'm concerned, in order to tell you guys. So in this position, what are we going to do with our decision making faculties? Okay, again, I feel this is a very strong connection to Earth energy, Taurus energy here. With the Four of Pentacles, my feeling is to grab anything and whatever we know that we understand that constitutes stability, facts, reality, wholesomeness, the things that really, really work, the things that endure time, the things that are trustworthy, honest, reliable, and stable. Use those as foundations from which to make our decisions as we're facing this new world in front of us. You know, for a lot of us, it's just going to be life is just going to move on. Tomorrow's going to be Monday in most places, a lot of places, or Tuesday, and life will just tick along. 99% of the people on the planet have no idea what we're talking about with this stuff or this stuff. Well, as far as I'm concerned, they don't need to know if they don't want to know. The reason I like to know about this stuff, and the reason why I factor these things into my personal life is because if I don't, my body tends to be very sensitive, and I can get easily waylaid by these energies, and it can get very unpleasant. So I like to stay on top of it. All right. So it feels to me, with the healing power of our decisions, it's very important to create stability, hold on to what we know works, and use that when making decisions, knowing that we've already built up a certain amount of momentum in our lives already. There's no point in destabilizing or undermining everything that we know that works already. And going forward, when we're making decisions, only making decisions that create more more value down the road, and not being shy about it. Also, this is a way to build power. I see with the Four of Pentacles here, like the four legs of a table, the four corners of a classic, skyscraper type building. It's very, very important when making decisions to go very, very gently, like you're building a brand new structure. You don't want to just throw stuff out there, making decisions of like, oh, that would be cool. Oh, that would be cool. Let's put blue windows over here and pink windows over there. No, this is a way of conducting ourselves where we do things very systematically, like you would work on a very well managed construction site, building new property. Okay, think of yourself as reinvesting in yourself, building a new property in yourself. You don't want to mess up. Think long term. Think stable. You start with the foundations first, and then put in the pillars, and then put on the trimmings and everything from there. Now we have to understand that at the same time, there's going to be a lot of instability in certain parts of our lives because Uranus and Taurus is going to shake up the foundations of our world in terms of values and beliefs and all those kind of things. So maintaining a deep inner stability is important while everything shakes and rattles and rolls around us. So how do we do this effectively? Okay, well, to me, it looks very simple. Like with the Two of Wands here, we take charge of our own journey, each one of us, even though we're all on the same journey. Okay, look at this. This is universal energy. This affects all of us. It just depends, where is this in your chart? Okay, this is going to affect you one way or another. It's just a question of where. It's universal energy. Okay, same thing with this universal energy. This is going to affect you one way or another in your chart. Thank you very much. No apologies. So the question is, even though this is universal energy, this is universal energy, this is totally unique for you in the way it sits in your chart, and this is totally unique for you the way it sits in your chart. So when you're making your decisions about creating your new world that's going to unfold in front of you, around you, think very long term, think stability, think new, think investing, increasing your standards, raising your standards, and then making it your journey. No apologies to anyone else. This is your journey, your own unique way, the way that you're going to do it for you, loving yourself first in what works for you in this world. And it might align with others too, but they're probably, what I'm suggesting here is that we're kind of all on the Terra Lumination love bus together, but we each have a unique journey, each a destination and a path to follow. And it's very, very important, I feel, to be your own leader in this. Make your own decisions. If you need help, guidance, feedback from others, sure, do that. Check in with Terra Illumination. Check in with your peers here. There's some really beautiful, amazing, loving people here. We can act as a peer group for each other. So don't be, you know, take full advantage of that and going forward, but still make it your journey. You don't have to piggyback on anyone else's journey. It's your journey, okay? Generating consequences over here. Wow. Okay. Well, my feeling here with the Lover's card is that kind of what we're talking about here, to me, it feels like creating love in this world in substantial, tangible ways, one relationship at a time between yourself and another, yourself and significant others. But it has to start from you, from within, just like I do for myself here, just like I would encourage you to do with yourself and all the people in your world. No matter if you're single or if you're deeply married with multiple kids or multiple exes and multiple ex-children, whatever, on the understanding that this is a very unique, very personal, very private journey. Uh, and we're at the gateway now and it's going to unfold. But it does require that we take significant others into account in our lives going forward, because I think a lot of these things that we're going to learn and discover uh, are going to be learned and discovered and expressed most effectively through our significant relationships. Now, why am I saying that? Well, I'm going to make another little doodle. Actually, I'm not going to make a whole new one. I'm just going to add on to this one. The reason I'm mentioning it is because there's another pattern that I've been noticing for weeks now, and it's still going to be with us for a while, is that Jupiter is in Scorpio. Okay? Right here. Jupiter has been sitting here in Scorpio for many months, and we still have months to go. And we've been in a very significant polarity for months and months to come. And this particular date, May 15th, 2018, is happening when Jupiter is roughly in the middle of Scorpio, roughly, I don't know, 16 degrees or something. So it's a very, very strong polarity. This is a very, very strong energy of opposition here. So this is a clear indication that the energy of core relationships, like husband and wife, chosen relationship, you and a significant other, multiple significant others, it doesn't matter, but we're talking about very significant others. It's in the context of most significant loving relationships where you have the maximum opportunity, Jupiter equals opportunity, to advance yourself in your own journey of loving thyself and creating your own unique new version of yourself going forward. And one of the most valuable assets in this journey is having a significant other who will be there for you through this journey. Somebody somewhere who, it doesn't have to be for the whole duration, but someone with whom you can share at the most intimate level what the heck is happening with you, and that they in turn can share back with you at the most intimate level what's happening with them. Because what is happening is life-changing for all of us. And again, I'm trying to emphasize that the deepest, most profound and valuable lessons can be learned in the context of a significant other. So I think by doing this, the way we talked about it, we can foster, nurture, and promote really, really significant advances in our personal relationships here, our chosen relationships, to the point where you deliberately, by invocation, bring the healing power of love into your relationships from up above. In fact, let's freaking do it. All right? We're just going to do it just for now tonight, because I often forget. And this means I won't have to do it later on after the show. Okay? Regarding this energy here in particular, we ask for the healing power of love to fill our bodies from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our minds from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our hearts from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our souls from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our relationships from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our loved ones from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our homes from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our lives from up above. In most of our lives, some of the most beautiful, most valuable things that happen in our lives are to do with significant others. Okay? So what happens if we have a really crappy day? Okay, you lose the power to manifest. Okay? That's all it is. If you slip up and you take all this as kind of a joke, or you try to pretend none of this is happening, then you lose the chance to manifest and tap into all this delicious stuff that has the potential to happen here. So when you're in the zone and you are willing to use the healing power of no, okay, anything and everything that does not work for you has to go. That makes room for good stuff to happen. It makes room where you can, it's just like house cleaning, house clearing. So you make room for the good new stuff. Out with the old, in with the new. Out with the old, in with the new. Out with the old often means having to say no. And if it means certain relationships, then so be it. Or certain attitudes, or certain habits, certain addictions, whatever it is, no, no, no. And when you do that, what you're doing is you're systematically, methodically, conscientiously, deliberately, for your own unique self, in the context of loving relationships, systematically creating an environment by removing the obstacles such that beautiful things can manifest. Physical, physical, Taurus, beautiful, rich Taurian energy to manifest. The things that you really need, the things that you really want. Maybe you need better health. Maybe you need a more organized office space. Maybe you need a better diet. Whatever it is that you need to manifest for you to be healthier and happier, you have the chance to do this if you think of this as a formula. Let's have a look. What about the momentum? Okay, just be very, very careful. Okay, to me, this is a reminder tonight, right now, like, okay, it's been a really whoopee reading, and Terra Illumination is like reading it big and wide for everybody. Okay, that's great, and that's wonderful, and that's all very glorious. All right. All I'm suggesting here with the Seven of Swords is focus on the good stuff. Okay, take full advantage of this. Love thyself, love thyself, love thyself. This is very, very supportive, nutritious energy here to head on that path. All it's saying is here, moving forward, be extremely careful. Okay, because this is happening too. All right. And look at this. These very seriously conflicted, challenging energies. To me, it's a stark reminder that we're dealing with the energy of like tumultuous earthquake type energy here. It's potentially very, very disruptive. So a lot of these wonderful, beneficial, delicious things that have the potential to happen here can be happening in environments that could be very precarious. Okay, think of things like black ice, or like the volcanoes that are exploding right now all over Hawaii. Okay, those are the kind of things that we're talking about. You know, it comes out of the blue, kabam, kablam, there it is. You have to be very, very careful, because yes, new life is going to be changing, creating, and there's no going back. And we need to get what works for us. We have a right to get and do and be and have what works for us, but we're going to do it in a way that works. There's no sneaking around. There's no way to avoid this. So it's very important to be aware of this so you don't end up swallowed up by the lava or slipping on black ice, okay? Because it's very easy to do. It's very easy for you to end up being hurt by another, or for you to hurt another without even meaning to, but it happens, okay? So just be extremely careful. In other words, to me, this is a very good supportive reading for all of us, but there is a cautionary note here at the end. Please be very alert and very aware about how much of a big deal this is. Okay? This is a very, very big deal for all of us. Okay? Be aware of that. And be aware that this energy is with us too. Extreme caution recommended here. Extreme caution, extreme alert, extreme vigilance required, okay, in order to continue on this path effectively and successfully, okay? All right, there we go. Now, I know some of you other readers out there, you might have a completely different story, but you can chat about that amongst yourselves. I'm going to put all this back together. We're going to have a little bit of fun and hang out, and I'm going to take a break, and then we're going to do some little mini readings for all you guys under here. Yay! All right, let's do this. Okay, I'm going to put on a couple of wacky songs just for giggles. All right, hold on. Give me a second here. I just need to know roughly what I'm doing. Oh, look. Here we go. Let's try this, folks. Uh-oh, where's the sound? Oh, there we go. Now, let's start that again. I'm shuffling, people. Okay, I'm still shuffling, people. Hold on. I'm gonna put on another song. Hold on. I gotta shuffle. I have to shuffle, people. Okay. All right, there we are. Now look at that. I just saw somebody. Who was that? Clarice Guy. First time for Clarice Guy. What are we gonna do? It's too late for a hazing. Maybe if Clarice comes next week, we can haze. We can do the hazing. Get you indoctrinated. You know what happens because Clarice, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Terra Lumination Love Tribe, that's who we are. This is an extremely exclusive VIP club. All of us here are highly unique, highly special individuals, all on our own unique soul path. And we just come here to hang out because it's kind of fun. and it's kind of weird. And thank you for joining in. You are, I don't know how you got through security. We have extremely tight security here, but somehow or other, you figured out how to get through the velvet rope. So well done. Hold on, I see more names. Okay, obviously our security system is completely trashed. Let's have a look. Enlightened Child. Okay, that's all I have room for there. Enlightened Child. And there was Diva Warriors here and Joanne Bruce. Diva Warrior. Greetings, Diva Warrior. You know, we've been going for a while, and Joanne Bruce. Hold on, who was that? Joanne Bruce. Joanne Bruce, welcome, welcome. I didn't see your name earlier, so I'm just putting it here. So there we go. All right, let's have a look. So these are the little notes that we played with here earlier tonight. I don't know if you can see them, but I hope you can. We're going to start doing the fun little personal readings now. All right, here we go. I hope you're ready, people. First up is CC. All right. Now, please don't ask me how we chose these names because I can't remember. And I suffer from bias, and I'm highly susceptible to influences, as you have discovered. And so there is no logic and no reason to who gets a reading or who doesn't. And I apologize for everybody who really, really needs a reading but doesn't get one. I'm really sorry. There's only so much we can do on this little show. All right. All right, Cece, you're up. This is just going to be a little micro reading, okay? Joanne Bruce, you see? Joanne gets in just by fluttering, you know? Flattery, you know, flattery works. Flirting works. Yep, that works. You got in. Okay. It's 5:30 in the morning for Mona. I think Mona is in Norway, so that's very, very early. You know, that's probably normal. If you have to get up for a day job at that early, then that's normal. But for Tarot Illumination, that's very early. All right, Cece, you're up. Let's just go for it. So, Cece, I want to ask you, if you don't mind, if this thing sounds like total nonsense to you, it might make perfect sense to someone else. And there you go, okay? And if you need reinterpretation, there's some wonderful people here tonight. I'm sure they would be happy to reinterpret for you, okay? All right, here we go. Queen of Water, you're already on the arc, and yes, you can bring a pet. No problems. Pets allowed. This is pet-friendly show. This is definitely a pet-friendly show. Cards are well shuffled in advance. No jumpers, no flyers, no oracles, no reversals. We're going to keep it very, very simple, Cece, okay? All right, bring your angels. Come in, hug tight, get really, really close. Pretend you're at the Magic Castle, and this is your own private little micro reading. Here we go. All right, first up for the tonight. Cece, what's the situation? What's the challenge, and how are we going to handle this? What's the weather like? Let's have a look. Okay, you got the King of Cups. To me, it feels, Cece, that if you are not taking charge of all the drama, the emotions, all the upheavals and the ins and outs of what's happening in your immediate surroundings right now, your world, your friends, your family, your people, that if you're not in charge, it's very, very important that you take charge. If there's a lot of turbulence around you, even if you've got a lot of internal turbulence yourself, It's really, really important now to take full advantage of these conditions, of the situation of this particular moment in history, and take charge, take ownership, and do whatever you have to do to get there. I know it might be tough, but it's very, very important right now to maintain your sovereignty of self. Understand that you have a right to the sovereignty of self and that no one can take that from you. The only one who can take that from you are people who, if you give it away, even if you suffered from abuse and bullying, yeah, it's very, very soul destroying, but you can still own the love of self from the inside out. Okay? That's all I'm suggesting here is that it's very, very important. No matter how courageous you have to be, no matter how unjust things might be right now, it's very, very important to take charge and own this energy, own all the benefits of this beautiful energy. And what I'm suggesting is take full advantage of all the good energy that's out there and be very, very careful of all the treacherous stuff too. You need to take charge and own all of it. Okay? What's the situation? Okay. And be extremely careful. To me, it feels like right now for you, Cece, if your life situation is, let's say, precarious, where um, you feel you have a right to go there, be this person, be how you ought to be, get what you deserve. Um, there's no shortcuts, okay? Like with this big shift that's happening starting May 15th, there's no way to um, literally there's no way to like if you feel like you're being cheated or you're cheating yourself or like things are unfair right now or you're being screwed over or you're doing things that are like below you in such a way just to get by. In other words, if you might be someone who um, um, goes along to get along. Okay, have you heard that expression? Like a lot of people are happy to compromise themselves in order to get along and let things go with the flow, so that they don't have to think too much. They don't have to get too buffeted around by events and circumstances. They just kind of go with the flow and hope that things work out. To me, that's a very dangerous way to be right now. So to me, it feels like it's very important to be on high alert about your own actions, your own thoughts, your own behaviors, your own attitudes, your own words, so that you don't bring harm to yourself or you don't bring harm to others. Okay. And secondly, the same thing in reverse. Be very, very aware. It's very important right now in your circumstances, your situation here. Uh, it's really important to be aware of what other people are saying to you, to your face, and what they actually mean. Okay. There's a lot of treachery here. There's a lot of potential for you to be undermined and also for you to undermine yourself. So the situation is slippery, precarious. Think of like black ice. Okay. Just pretend you're tooling around living your life and you get kind of an alert that says, watch out for black ice. Please watch out. You might not see it. That's the thing about black ice. Half the time you don't even know it's there. And then the only way you find out it's there is when you spin out and you lose control. So all I'm suggesting is that the situation, the circumstances over here for you are precarious, okay? And you might know that. If you don't know that, it's very important to understand right now that your situation requires very delicate handling. So what's the challenge with all of this? Okay. To me, it feels like the challenge is how are we going to in other words, pretend I'm you, CC. Like, it's like I'm talking to myself. How on earth am I going to extract myself from all the conflict, the challenges, all the phony stuff, all the fakery, all the lies, all the BS? How am I going to do that? How am I actually going to uh, come back safely, come back to my 0 point and start my life in the way that works for me? How am I going to salvage all the stuff that I deserve, all the good things that I've worked for, that I've earned, that I deserve in life, whether it's relationships, money, career, accolades, skills. How am I going to do that effectively in such such a challenging situation? Okay, so that's difficult. At least you're aware of it. Looks like here, like if we're really honest here, CC, it's good to ask these questions. It's good to ask yourself, how on earth am I going to extract myself from a very precarious situation and come out of this intact? Oh, I'm not going to turn this into a love and relationship reading, okay, Cece? You can reinterpret that kind of stuff later if you want, or on your own if you watch the action replay rewinds. I feel the way to handle this precarious situation right now is to be really, really open with it. In other words, if there's something of great value that needs to be celebrated openly with yourself and to others, then it's important to do that. If there is a way that you can find to extract yourself from whatever is not working for you, my feeling here is to do that is to put yourself in the company of really good people where you feel that you're like one of them, okay? Like you're one of, it's almost like it's almost like, I'm not saying surround yourself with talent, but really, really tune into the things that you really want to do and make a vow to yourself, almost like becoming engaged with yourself, celebrating with yourself, saying, you know what, enough is enough. I don't need this stuff. I know what really works. I know what my real values are. I know what I really want in life. And I have a pretty good idea of how to go to get it. I just have the courage. I have to have the courage to make those breaks, make those separations. And then when you do that, kind of like fake it till you make it if you have to. So if you're really, really scared about screwing up and messing up, or if you're really scared about if you're going to get messed up and screwed up by others, and you might lose like mastery of the situation, I think it's important to, no matter how challenging this might be, it's important to understand how fortunate you are, because there are other people who've probably dealt with the same thing. You might be able to relate with them and celebrate with them, like assuring yourself that you're going to find a way to make this work. You're going to find out a way to make things work for you in a way that does work for you, that can be celebrated and enjoyed, so that you can actually start to enjoy your talents. Love thyself. Marry yourself to yourself, okay? No apologies, no offense, all right? Okay. Okay, hold on. Give me a moment. Sorry, people. Cece, I'm going to leave it at that, okay? Sorry. I had a little distraction here in the office. I just wanted to pay attention to see if anything is going on that should not be going on around here. I think we're good. Cece, if I touched on a nerve here, or if it feels like I'm coming at you from a weird angle, I don't mean to do that. All I'm suggesting here is the way to handle your situation is like treat yourself as a good catch, marry yourself to yourself, award yourself, like whatever turns you on, go in that direction and start walking away from anything and everything that smells treacherous or like it's not healthy and it's not working for you. Anything that's fake, unworthy, below you. Okay, you have to separate yourself from people and situations that don't work for you, and allow others to separate themselves from you too, if they are not worthy of you. Okay. All right, let's leave it like that, Cece. I hope this helps in some way. Okay. All right, we're going to shuffle and then we're going to move on immediately. Thank you, Cece. It's just a little quickie, okay? I try to keep it open for the public and very, very broad spectrum. Lune de Mel, you're next. Lune de Mel. I hope you're still here, Lune de Mel. Can you type it on the screen? Lune de Mel, can you type in the screen, remind us that you're still here? Because you're up, okay? Lune de Mel, please. Please, 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 Lune de Mel. I'd like to see it on the screen here. I know you're all very busy hanging out, exchanging your recipes. And there you are. I see. I got you. Okay, thanks, Lune de Mel. I hope I said that right. Is it de Malay? Thanks, Olson. I got it. I saw her. I got it. Thank you. All right, let's have a look. What's going on, Lune de Mel? Cards are shuffled. We're just going to go for it. Please bring your angels in. Make this a little group reading, okay? It's for fun. All right, here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to handle it, okay? And what's the weather like for you, Lune de Mel? Okay. Like with the little Three of Pentacles here, my feeling is for you that circumstantially, things are kind of like ticking along, like it's a work in progress. I think like you're already kind of in the flow with your life. You're probably quite aware of these energies. You don't even have to be an astrologer or anything to understand it. Your body might be intuitively very well appraised of these things, no matter what. There are people, believe it or not, out there who do not need tarot. They do not need astrology. They're already highly evolved enough where they can just conduct their lives in a very orderly manner because they're extremely advanced and capable at energy management. So my feeling here is that you've got a little bit of that in you, Lune de Mel. De Malay. I hope I didn't say that wrong. Sorry. So my feeling is that the circumstantial energy over here is very supportive for you to keep going on your path, and whatever is working for you, just keep doing that, okay? Even if it's not completed yet, even if you feel that you are a work in progress, even if you feel that others don't understand you, even if you don't understand everybody around you, it still feels like good, wholesome energy for you to just go in very methodical steps as you evolve through the next, let's say, few weeks, okay? Just taking it very, very gently, understanding that you are building and creating and investing for a new future anyway. Whether you know about tarot or tarot illumination or astrology or not, doesn't even matter. It's just if you are naturally grounded and gifted and present and conscious and here, and you're just minding your own business, that's good. This is very supportive for you to be that way and continue that way. Let's have a look. What's the situation? Okay. Well, with the Queen of Wands here, maybe you're on path. Maybe you're kind of on path where you know how like people are on a career path. and it's in progress, and they are evolving towards that. That's what I see is happening here. Maybe it's not career, maybe it's a chosen life path. Maybe you're kind of feeling like you're really in tune with who you are, what you're doing, and why you're here, and you're making the best of it to the point where you have enough going on in your world where you can be inspiring to others. But it's a very wholesome type of inspiration. This isn't very big or pompous or anything. Even though it's very beautiful, regal energy, the thing about the Queen of Swords energy is that she is very, let's say, you don't even have to think about the gender. Linda male, for if you're a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter. All I'm suggesting is that this is very magnanimous energy, the energy of leadership, being able to get in there with the team, with the people, with your family, with your tribe, with your population in such a way that, like, you're one of the people, you're one of them. There was a time when you were one of them, and they could, you know, feel inspired to be one of you. Maybe they never will be that way. I mean, it's a lot of work to rise up to these levels of mastery, the kings and queens, but it does happen. So to me, it feels like if you're in a situation where you're actually doing quite well in certain ways in a certain part of your life, then please keep doing that. If you feel that your life is very, very challenging at the moment and that you have the rights and the gifts and the drive and the dreams to be this, in other words, maybe you've got some goals in life, career, desires, ambitions uh, that are really, really good, noble, worthy of you. And maybe you're kind of on this path. Maybe you're starting to build it now. To me, this is a very good sign. What's the challenge here? Okay. Well, it might be that, again, I don't want to turn this into a love reading. With the Page of Cups here, I'm just going to keep it very much about the heart rather than love, so to speak. It might be that the challenge is perhaps your own naivety, your own innocence, your own gullibility, your own vulnerability in matters of the heart. And that happens sometimes. Some of us are, born gifted and talented, and we have all the best of intentions in the world. But there are, and perhaps you were born quite highly evolved, but in certain aspects, you could be very, very vulnerable. Okay, like some people, like people who were raised in healthy, happy, loving homes, uh, they might be unaware of some of the really horrific things that happen out there between people and other people. And sometimes people like that, if you're one of those people, Linda Mel, where you have so much to offer, you have so much radiance, you have so much inspiration, you have so much potential and opportunity, and you work for it, and you're supported, and you are understood, you are understanding, and you are understood. To me, it looks like the challenge might be that it's very early days for you in this thing, that whatever this is that's evolving and growing here, and whatever it is where you're investing, like if you're investing in college or a career or a new life path or whatever it is, the challenge is the innocence, not knowing the pitfalls, not knowing perhaps how challenging it might be. And that leaves you very vulnerable in some ways, okay? Especially to matters of the heart. Perhaps you are very sweet, or a very kind person, or a very generous person, very, very open, very loving, and very, very giving, to the point where it's a problem, okay? That makes you very, very vulnerable. It's just like whether it's stealing candy from a baby, like it's irresistible. Other people might find that you have all sorts of things that they want for themselves, but that leaves you depleted because of simply because of your innocence, not knowing uh, that you have a right to defend yourself and protect yourself, not being aware that there are so many potential toxic things out there in the world that could undermine your potential, your path, your vision, your mission. So how are we going to deal with that? How are we going to deal with this innocence here? Okay, if it is to do with matters of the heart, to me, it's really important, like with the Ten of Swords here, to understand that it's no longer acceptable. If there are things that are happening around you in your world that, like, you've never admitted to yourself are bad for you, perhaps like very loving people, they can take an awful lot of knocks. If you're a compassion junkie and you just keep giving away all the love, you think you have an infinite supply. Well, you do in some ways, but you have to love yourself too. So if you've kind of overdone it in terms of like being a compassion junkie, and you've made a career out of giving away all your inspiration and light and love to others, and it's kind of backfiring against you, it's important to understand that, like, if there's what if or whatever is going wrong, it's like, no offense, I hope this doesn't hurt your feelings, but it could have all been your own fault simply because you're innocent. Not that that is something that needs to be like punished. All I'm suggesting is that out of your innocence, you could have unwittingly ended up being on the receiving end of a lot of pain and from other people. Like, everybody's issues became your issues. Like, you ended up being a pincushion for everybody else because of your kindness or compassion or innocence. And that's very, very unhealthy. You have a right to protect yourself and defend yourself and nourish yourself and grow yourself into what works for you, so that you don't have to end up like this for everybody else. It's very, very important to know that. Love thyself. And if this, it's almost like, again, no insult, no hard feelings here, Demel. But to me, this is a loud indication that you could have been your own worst enemy without even knowing it. And it's time for that to stop, okay? This is a very loud message that this has to stop. You're no longer allowed to be sweet or kind or compassionate or innocent. You have to, this is an important call here to wake up, understand that, like, we talk a lot, be loving, be loved, be loving, be loved. You have to love the self first. Love thyself so that you can be loving and so that you can be loved, and so on. You can't just keep pumping out the love just because you can, just because you've got it, just because you're gifted, talented, and inspiring and full of love and resources. Ultimately, that's self-destructive. That's very self-defeating, okay? And it happens to a lot of people, and they don't even know they're doing it to themselves. All I'm suggesting here, Lundamel, is that it's time to realize that you could have been your own worst enemy without even knowing it because of your innocence. That's all. And it has to stop now. That's it. No more of that behavior. Okay? All right. Thank you, Lundamel. I hope that makes sense for you in some way. I hope so. I don't. Please don't punish yourself over this. Okay? It's just, please be aware of the gentle message that I'm trying to deliver. Okay? Nina B. Who's Nina B? Who's Nina B? Hold on. That's a long name. There's a Nina B. Where did that come from? Who's Nina B? Sorry, I sound a bit ignorant. Where's Nina B? I have no idea how you got onto the list here. I have no idea what's going on here. Nina. Where's Nina? Hey, who? Can somebody please type in, how did I get Nina B? What? Is that Nina Edwards? Thanks, Linda Mel. I saw the note there. Thank you so much. Oh, there's Nina. Nina Brikachik. Okay, that fancy word at the end. Nina. Okay, so there's Nina. All right, there you go. Thank you. Oh, look, hi there, Monica. Hi, Monica. Hold on, I forgot. Let me put you on the list here too. Hi, Monica. Hold on, I got that on there. Thanks for visiting. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Monica. The Enlightened Child. Thanks, I got that Enlightened Child. I just found it. Did I don't think I put you on here. Are you on here? The Enlightened Child? I don't think you are. I like to, I get this weird little fetish. I just like to have the names of everybody who's here. You know. Yeah, you see, I forgot you. You're telling me about the people that I missed on the list, but you're not here. The Enlightened Child. And maybe I did get you earlier. Child. And someone else just showed up. SP. Well, greetings, SP. Greetings, greetings, greetings. You see, Monica is offering secondary interpretations. You will see how that's so helpful. Nina B, you're up. Nina B. Nina B, are you here? Nina, there you are. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. I got you. Brikjacek. Okay. Maybe that's Polish or something, or Danish, or is that Finnish? From Finland? Oh, it's your pity reading. Okay, that's right. You're Megan. How funny. Thanks for reminding me. Now I remember. How funny. Okay, they say this is Nina Brikachik's pity reading. Okay. Okay. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just enjoying the evening here with you guys. All right. Cards are shuffled. It's okay. It's okay, Nina. We'll keep it light. We'll just keep it as a nice broad spectrum reading. I'm not going to get all personal here. Okay, here we go. You see that, Nina? They got your back. Terra Illumination Love Tribe. Terra Illumination Love Tribe has got your back, Nina. So don't you worry. Even if the reading is completely miserable, you're going to be just fine because you're in the right place. And they will lift you up and they will carry you to the emergency tent, where you will receive resuscitation, chocolate therapy, healing foot massages, remote Reiki healing, all of it. Steam baths, sound baths, and so on. All right, Nina, here we go. I'm cutting it up, a very extreme cut, as you can see. Let's have a look. What's the situation? What's the challenge? How are we going to handle it? Let's have a look, people. What's the weather like? Okay, Nina, what's the weather like? Kerblam! The Knight of Wands. Nina, my feeling is that if you're very, very, very shy about certain things, whatever it is, work, career, relationships, it's time to go for it. Like no holds barred. Take full advantage of the circumstances. It looks like the energy is very, very supportive of you and for you right now. And yeah, it might take a tremendous amount of courage to sort of like dive in and just go for it. But that's what seems to be indicated here. Now, it might be that you're feeling this way already, but you might be, because this is very powerfully charged energy right now. And I think it could be relating very, very closely to the Mars Uranus squares here. Okay, it's a very, very strange situation to have this. Mars in Capricorn square Uranus in Aries, followed by Mars in Aquarius square to Uranus and Taurus. It's very, very unique thing for this to happen. And it's very, very exciting energy. It's very inspiring energy. It's almost like too much. It's like putting rocket fuel in a dragster or something. You've got to be very, very careful about what you're doing. If you feel like you're really inspired to go for it, fine, then go for it. All I'm suggesting is that this is a lot of energy to handle, and be aware of that, okay? Hold on, I need a beverage. It's thirsty work. Illumination is thirsty work, I tell you, people. This is just cranberry juice. Don't worry. We'll get to the hard stuff later. What's the situation? All right, impoverishment of something. I don't know if it's a relationship or your finances or a career or your living conditions or perhaps a loved one or perhaps or something like that. You might be going through a phase now where your values are being very deeply shaken up. Okay, so if the circumstantial energy is really, really encouraging you to go for it, okay, it's out there. All the energies are out there that you might need, all the way all the planets are lined up and so on, however that works in your life. However, if you feel that your situation is lacking in some way, in other words, despite all the benevolent energies and supportive energies that are out there, if you yourself are feeling like almost to the point of, I mean, just look at the imagery here, almost to the point where you're wondering how you're going to get through the next week, let alone the next month, and whether it's to do with having trusted people or not trusted people, whether you've lost people, perhaps you've lost a loved one, perhaps a loved one has lost you, whatever it is, but it could put you in a position where you might be literally quaking in your boots, wondering how you're going to survive, how are you going to get through the next steps in life, okay? The journey will go on, da-dun, 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 da-dun. And you do have resources, gifts, and talents and skills. And just that might be compared to what you're used to or where you're going or where you've been coming from, you might be feeling this sense of lack, this sense of impoverishment. Maybe you're in a situation where you have joint resources deeply shared with a significant other. For example, remember this little thing we mentioned here earlier about how there's a tremendous opportunity right now to do a lot of our soul advancement, our soul growth in the context of very, very important, significant relationships, particularly like boyfriend, girlfriend who are living together, shared finances, shared banking, husbands and wives, business partners, something like that. And you might be in a situation where you're realizing not everything is exactly as it should be or would be in a good, healthy way when it comes to a significant relationship. Maybe you've been impoverished by a relationship or left. Maybe things have been squandered, something like that. Now, what's the challenge with this? Okay. It might feel as though like you're reaching a point where it's almost like the energy of hopelessness. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. Maybe there is a reason you asked for a pity reading. Maybe you're feeling hopeless. Maybe you're feeling like you're trapped in a corner. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to turn. How am I going to get any help? Who's out there? Who can help me? And then also with the Nine of Swords here, the challenge would be like to accept and understand that you might have been the one that painted yourself into a corner here. A lot of times when people are very capable, they do everything themselves, they control everything, they manage everything, and then they reach a kind of point of critical mass and something cracks and it goes wrong, and they realize they never did the things like delegating problems, doing things in a ways that you can, let's say, what you call mitigate the risk in situations. Like if you're, for Nina, for example, if you're kind of a control freak and you have to have everything your way all the time, then when something does go wrong, you're the only one who can get blamed. Okay. Whereas if you work with teams and people and groups and solid relationship, you can mitigate things. You can ask questions and figure out how we're going to solve this, how we're going to figure the solutions. So the challenge might be is there is a realization that if there is this situation now of impoverishment in some part of your life, whether whatever that might mean to you, you would know that. Then the challenge is like understanding and accepting that you might have done what you think was the best possible things all the time, every time. And yet, how do you get into this position where you're boxed in? You know your will prevail. It's just that it's very, very tough energy, and it would be very easy like to blame others. Whereas the challenge here might be understanding that you might have painted yourself into the corner here without realizing it, and that makes it like an uh-oh moment, like a serious holy effing geez moment, okay, which would match May the 15th. So if Nina, you're feeling a lot of trepidation coming up to this May 15th period here for the last month or few months, like almost like a sense of dread. Oh my God, what's happening in my life? What's happening to my world around me, my relationships, love life, money, whatever it is, career, things. Then it's very important to acknowledge that energy. Don't go blindly forward. How are we going to deal with this? Okay. Please understand, okay, Nina, please understand that at the deep, deep soul level, you are guided and you are protected. In fact, right now, it might be just the perfect thing that you showed up for this little show tonight and you got your pity reading. And this is the Tarot Illumination way of telling you and letting you know that, no matter about all this, no matter how much you might want to, like, go forward in life and activate the good things that are good for you, if it's actually very hard for you to do, it's very important to acknowledge this, get it out there in the open, start to become aware of all the benefits that are here for you some way, somehow. Be aware of all of the challenges that are there for you, things that could be very precarious, whatever it is, relationships or something, and understand that. And to me, it's like a sort of a wake up, like, wake up, Nina. It's time to understand that all of this is for your good. Please understand all of this, no matter how challenging, is for your good. You needed to know this. You needed to be woken up and shaken up about how vulnerable things are, about how you might have trapped yourself without knowing it, how you might have impoverished yourself without knowing it. But it's important to understand this is part of a life journey and that you are guided and that you are protected. Okay, in other words, you had to know this for your soul's awakening, your soul's journey. You needed this to happen, no matter how scary it is. Okay, so you deal with it on the understanding that you are guided and you are protected, and it's okay to ask your angels for help. It's okay to to like to lean on like the metaphysics. Okay, lean on the whole things that we talk about here at Tarot Illumination. Love thyself. It's not just an intellectual concept, it's a reality. And someone has to do it. And my feeling here with you, Nina, is that it's like a really, really stark wake up call to realize, oh my gosh, it isn't just silly talk. There is an angelic presence out there. There are people who love me. There are people that I love. And those are the most important things, okay? Whatever else this is what really, really counts. This is the important stuff. Trusting in your guides, trusting in angelic guidance, allowing yourself to be guided and protected. If you're a bit of a control freak, that might be very hard for you to do, to like surrender yourself and allow for divine guidance to happen in your life. But all I'm suggesting here is that it might be a really good thing to invoke this right now. You know, ask to be guided, ask to be protected. Please, dear angels, please guide me. Please, dear angels, please protect me. Okay, that's what I'm feeling here for you. All right, Nina? I hope that helps you in some way. All right, let's have a look. Electra Ray. Hey, Liz Wolf she loves skinny dipping in her pool. Let's all go to Liz Wolf's place now, people, now. This is the time. This is the moment. Skinny dipping in the pool, sneaking around, middle of the night, nobody knows you're there. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Okay, pool party at Liz Wolf's. It's a pool party. Gabby girl, where have you been? Hey, greetings. Hey, Gabby girl. Did I get you earlier? There you are. Clothes are overrated. Now, ladies, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Maybe there's some kind of like, you know, we have to stay within the community guidelines on this channel. Oh, I saw your hint there. All right. Sorry, we're going to do Sarah McCauley now. All right. Sorry, Electra Ray. It sounds like Sarah McCauley. She needs her reading right now. So we're going to do it, and we're going to do it in the context of love and relationship. We're going to stipulate that your little micro reading is all about love and relationship. Okay? All right, Sarah, here we go. See, everybody's heading over to Liz. Oh, hi. Liz Wolf and oh, hi. Oh, hi is just up the road from me, Liz. Wow, that's so cool. Hey, good night, Anita Baumhoff. Thank you so much, Anita. It's been great. Maybe you'll get a reading sometime. John Dominion. Wait, that's new. Who's that? John Dominion. Hi, John. There we go. So I never realized. It's okay, Sarah. We're in the flow now. You're going to get your reading, and then we're going to have Electra Ray, okay? So, Sarah, here we go. This one's for you. And I have to take a break after Sarah because I'm starting to fizzle out. Lena, you're a genius. You're an absolute genius. I keep telling you. A retreat, an Ojai retreat, people. Just imagine that. In case people don't know, there's a town called Ojai in California, and it's kind of one of these sacred, blessed towns. It's a small, magical place, and it has that kind of sacred magic energy to it. And it has a couple little spas there, and a nice hotel and things, and some nice shops and restaurants. Okay. Yeah, I think there are people in the healing worlds in the United States, and they have their retreats over in Ojai. So there you go. Yeah, it's going to be a pool party with Liz Wolf. That's where we're going. All Sun is going to wear the leggings. Yes, finally. Finally. Yeah, Liz, I know what you're saying too. I know what you're saying. You don't feel the vibe. But it's mostly the people, they they tell you they got the vibe and they create these cool posters. Los Angeles is full. Terra Illumination lives in Los Angeles, by the way. Los Angeles is just full, absolutely bursting over with like yoga places and teachers and retreats and everybody. And it's a very, very competitive place trying to recruit yoga students and things like that. And the thing is that Ojai is a couple of hours away or whatever, and it feels very, very uh, healthy compared to a lot of things in LA. Like there's mountains and it's much smaller than Los Angeles, and so it has this nice sort of uh, fuzzy feeling that you can't really get here in Los Angeles. You can't get that small town feel here because Los Angeles is a massive city. Okay. Team legging. Hashtag team legging. All right, Sarah, here we go. You saw it, witnessed, cards are shuffled. Please bring in your own angels for this. I would recommend like get very, very tight right now. Sorry, I was getting a little bit quiet there because I thought I was picking up on you directly. I used to work as a medium and sometimes I get those things still. I try not to do it anymore if I can help it. But sometimes I get concerned. Sometimes I pick up things even if I don't want to. All right, Sarah, let's keep it very, very simple. We're going to turn this into a little love relationship reading. I'm not going to use a love spread. I'm going to use exactly the same spread as everyone else. So there's no favoritism here. And we're just going to interpret it from the love and relationship perspective. Here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to handle it. And what's the circumstantial energy like? Okay, moving on. With the Six of Swords here, it looks to me that you, Sarah, whether you want this or not, I'm not sure, but the circumstantial energy looks like it's quite favorable for moving on, leaving behind whatever and anything is not working for you, and just salvaging anything and everything that you can, and moving forward into more peaceful ways of life, more peaceful ways of being that are much more conducive to personal happiness, so that your happiness is not at the mercy of someone else's behavior. You're not giving away all your power to someone else. Okay? Take what works with you. If it's a combination of, kids, lovers, triangles, secret affairs, whatever it is, the only thing that counts is the simple, pure truth. Okay? And like if there's a duality in a relationship, admit it and deal with it. Maybe you're torn between people. Maybe people are torn between you, whatever it might be. Only all I'm suggesting here with the Six of Swords is to see the circumstances, see this situation here, perhaps even align this with a calendar moment of May the 15th, and see this as a chance for you to change gears, shift, move on, leave the past behind, and move forward into a more peaceful way of being, especially when it comes to your attitudes regarding love and relationship. You might have had a lot of preconceptions or habits that you've discovered are just maybe not working for you, or maybe they were false. It's very important to acknowledge that and understand that, and only work with what is true. True. Your truth, especially most importantly, universal truths, rather than subjective truth, rather than their truth or the kind of truth that you would like to have. The only thing that counts is the truth. Okay, so what's the situation? Okay, it looks like you need professional advice, Sarah. I don't know if we can do very much on this, little tiny reading here. But with Terra Illumination, I didn't do any promotional stuff tonight. But if you need a private, for anybody, if you need a private reading, you can go to terraillumination.com. There's a website there, and you can figure it out. You can get a private reading there. You can use debit card, credit card, and then you do that. And when it clears, then we schedule your private reading. Okay, so that's how that works, Sarah, in case you really want to go like super tarot illumination heavy duty on this. Okay, it looks to me that it might be a good idea to get, you know, if you think of tarot illumination, I mean, I have lots of clients and some repeat clients, and I love doing this. And love and relationship is, you know, uh, definitely one of the uh, big themes of tarot readings. So if you want to get into it, we'll get into it. And tarot illumination holds the perspective of neutrality here. I'm not going to tell you your future or what to do, how to do it. From my perspective, is doing a reading here for you regarding love and relationship. The best thing, the most valuable thing I can offer is reflection, so that you get the clarity that you need, so that you can have the power to make the decisions that you need to make that is most loving for yourself. In other words, I'm not going to say, oh, the situation is that a very tall, handsome man who's very, very self-assured and knows that he's right all the time is now taking charge of your life. I'm not going to do that, okay? You can reinterpret it that way if you want to, but I'm not going to give you that kind of reading here. My feeling is that the energy of authority, self-respect, dignity, and mastery is very much in question here. And it might be that it's your own. And sometimes you need the reflection of someone who's outside of your bubble, outside of your problems, whatever it is, challenges that you might have. If you're in a challenging situation with relationships, if you feel that it is time to move on and you need to sort this out in your mind, then maybe that's what has to be done. And it's important to take charge of that, rather than, you know, how people live on autopilot. They just think, well, you know, we're married, so that's just, you know, we're screwed and that's just it, we're just going to keep going. Or, well, you know, we've been together forever, so we'll just keep going. No, Sarah McSee, all I'm suggesting here is that it's very, very important right now to get very serious with these matters, because if you don't do it, then it just, you're kind of giving away all your power to others, okay? Which is very, very unhealthy. What's the challenge here? Okay. The ability to, feels to me that the challenge is the ability to manifest what you really, really want, what you really, really deserve. Like if you feel that you truly deserve a loving mate, but you don't have one in the way that is worthy of you, it could be, if you look deep inside, the real issue is with yourself. For example, you know, again, no offense, Sarah, but if 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 we discover that you've got some serious self-esteem issues, then that can, you know how people radiate auras. So let's say you deserve this. Let's say you deserve all the goodness, the bounty, the richness, the fertility, the pleasures of love and a relationship. Okay, but let's just say that for some reason it's not happening. It might be that the challenge is like extreme self-doubt in one's own worthiness, in one's own inner beauty, in one's own outer beauty, in one's ability to attract the ones that you want, the ones that you deserve, and so on. And then the thing is that, to me, that feels like the energy of extreme self-doubt. And the thing is, other people pick up on that, whether you know it or not. In other words, you might be fully worthy, and that's great. And maybe you will get professional help, and maybe you will be dealing with someone who is very substantial and forthright and almost to the point of controlling. I don't want to spin it that way, but I'm just trying to add some flavor to the reading for you. However, in this position of challenge here with the Empress, to me, this looks like extreme self-doubt, extreme sense of lack of self-worth regarding love and loving in a relationship. And so that obviously makes it hard to have a loving relationship. In a really deeply loving relationship, we would be deeply loving of ourselves first. Okay, first and foremost, acknowledging our own self-worth, our own value, our own gifts, our own value to another by loving oneself first. And that's very, very appealing energy to a significant other in a very healthy way that's good for you. But that seems to be the exact opposite of what's happening. So how do we deal with this? Okay, to me, it feels like it's very, very important to know that we can create our outcomes through our decisions, and especially when it comes to loving relationships. Okay, let's go back to this little note here. I'm going to put this in a swirl, much bigger now. I'm relating to this specific dynamic here. This is the energy of an opposition. This is the energy of learning tremendous amount of understanding about oneself in the context of a significant relationship. Even now, in this tiny little micro reading, it might be a kind of a shocking awakening to you that it's important to understand that if there is a sense of impoverishment in love and relationship, it could be from very deep unconscious programming, which means decision making that's happening on autopilot, that's putting you in this position. In other words, if you have a long, consistent pattern of deep self-doubt, feeling unloved and unworthy, that just amplifies itself more and more and more. So you have to understand that with the Five of Pentacles here, it could be that it's almost like you're digging yourself into a hole without knowing it. And you might have been doing that. And it might be a very, very old pattern. In other words, it's very, very important to understand with whom are you relating. You know, if you're relating to people who are really, really struggling or not worthy of you, what does that say about yourself? Okay. So my feeling here is that, like, be extremely aware of the decisions. In other words, surround yourself with talent or surround yourself with poverty. You might be awakening to a realization, perhaps you made some very, very poor decisions in the past. Perhaps you're in the middle of making poor decisions right now without even knowing it, and consistently undermining yourself and creating more self-doubt. And that doesn't help anybody at all. So my feeling here with the Five of Pentacles is to be extremely aware of your own value, your own talents and gifts that you still have, okay? Because we all still have something, okay? But then going forward, becoming much more discerning, much more careful with whom you share your gifts and talents so that you don't end up like this. It's just, to me, it's just like a question of awareness here, seeing things from a much broader perspective. Because, like, when we're in a relationship dynamic, it's so easy to be consumed by the ups and downs, or their drama, or their problems, or your problems and your dramas, to the point where you don't see the big perspective. My feeling here is from the big perspective, Sarah. It's so, so important to understand how, like, through our decisions, we can impoverish ourselves. Okay. You didn't mean to, obviously. But, you know, if you have a long life history of even the most subtle forms of self-doubt, it's so, so easy to undermine ourselves and create lack in our lives by, you know, like, people do that with their words very, very easily. Like, oh gosh, he's too nice for me, or something like, I'll never catch one like that, or whatever. Yeah, and we think it's funny or cute and everything, but it's actually very self-destructive if we're not careful. And then with consistent undermining of self, it becomes like rust or mold or mildew or rot. And eventually everything falls apart. And then you start looking around for answers. And in the end, there's only oneself to blame. And that's a tragedy here. It doesn't have to happen. Once you realize that the real power lies in understanding your gifts, understanding your talents, and then making your decisions accordingly, according to your strengths and gifts and talents, as opposed to living on autopilot in relationships. Okay? So you have the power. You just have to be aware of the consequences of the decisions that you make in relationship dynamics. Okay? I hope I didn't hurt too many nerves there. All right, Sarah. If you really need to get into it, we can do that. Just go to terralumination.com. Okay? Thank you so much, Sarah. I need a little break, people. I'm going to take a break. So hang out, become friends, share yourselves, share your stories. So I need to shuffle the cards. I need to get the cards clear. Give me a moment, people. Electra Ray, you're going to be up next, all right? Thank you, Sarah. I really hope it helped. Oh, we do what we can. And you don't have to divulge anything more. You can just, say, okay, cool, thanks, I get it, I'll figure it out. I sort of know what you're talking about. That's enough. I mean, just because this is a live show doesn't mean you have to spill your guts to everybody here if you don't want to, okay? I know they would love to hear every tiny detail of what's going wrong, but sometimes it's nice to have the good stuff too. All I'm saying is that if you're okay, we can just leave it as it is, okay? Thank you so much, Sarah. Hey, SP, I just saw your note. We did the reading earlier for the whole Terralumination Love Tribe, okay? The first reading we did tonight around 7:30 p.m. It's now almost 10 o'clock. It's quite a long time ago. We did a reading for the Terralumination Love Tribe. And I don't think you were present at the time, but you're present now. So please consider yourself welcome. You're now officially a member. Okay? There you go. You have been indoctrinated. You can wear a badge. Wouldn't this be cool if we had little Terralumination Love Tribe badges? Or cool, wacky, weird t-shirts or something. Olson, you are a witty fellow. A truly witty fellow. I see that one about the blender. I see your joke about the blender. Stephanie Vaughn. Stephanie Vaughn, yes, tees, that's an idea. I've never done Terralumination t-shirts. By the way, everybody, in case anyone's interested, you can get Terralumination merchandise. You can go to terralumination.com, and on the right-hand side of the website, there's kind of a menu bar with more stuff in it, and you can click a button there that goes to the shop, and you can get really cool things there. I haven't really told the world about it yet because I'm still trying to get it up and running and ready, but there's some lovely items there, specific for Terralumination, okay? All right, I need a break. Give me a moment, people. Hang out with yourselves. I'm going to show you a little inspirational picture while we play some music. Give me a moment. I want to show you this. I love this stuff. Hold on, give me a moment. Just give me a moment. I hope you can see this. Can you see this, people? I don't know, it's not working very well. I'll put my glass under there. This is what we do here at Terralumination, okay? If you can see that little picture, I love doing this stuff. Pretend this is Tarot Illumination. Pretend this is part of the Tarot Illumination angel team. I have a lot of angels that I work with, and I'm very, very, very blessed. I also have 7 interns who work very closely with me. So when I'm doing tarot readings or I'm working with individuals, this is how it feels. This little picture here is very much how it feels, okay? So I just wanted to share that with you. We're going to play this song now. Good night, Laura. Good night. Good night. Diane. Diane, wow. Hold on. Yeah, it's very much like Reiki healing. I mean, this is what energy healing is. We're bringing the healing power of love into your body from up above, and you're sharing it, okay? But you have to love yourself first, okay? You have to be deeply loving of the self to do this effectively, okay? Alrighty. That's it for the moment. Okay, we're gonna go over to Electra Ray now. Isn't this fun? Wacky, silly fun. Electra Ray, cards are already shuffled. I'm just going to do one last little spin so that you're a witness that this shuffle is for you. We're going to go completely blind. We have no idea what's going to happen, and that's part of the fun of it. Thank you for giving me this chance to read for you, Electra Ray. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for being here. You are the one with the Taurus Sun and the Taurus Moon. Okay, let's cut it up. I'm doing really weird cuts tonight because I'm trying to break the cards up and keep them as clear as I can. Okay. Angels present. All right. Here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to handle it. What's the weather like? Bam. Okay. So with the Nine of Swords here, my feeling is for you, Electra Ray, if you're not freaking out, if you're not stressing out, then there's a problem. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Seriously, there is so much. I mean, I don't know how I can stress this anymore. This is such a huge calendar moment for the whole world, but for a Taurus Sun person, Taurus Moon person, this is very, very strongly amplified. So if you're freaking out about all this stuff, you know, if you've been watching the channel and you're thinking, oh my God, my general reading, oh my God, my love relationship reading, oh no, what's going to happen? Uranus and Taurus, oh no, Tarot Illumination said this, the astrologers said that, oh no. And then you can justify it, you can say to yourself, I'm Electra Ray. I knew this already. I knew things were going to get really, really tough, really, really challenging. Oh no. Yeah. Well, my feeling is that you would have every right, every reason to feel that way. In other words, if you are sensing these energies as very, very, very stressful, that would be perfectly appropriate. It might be that you have a very sensitive body, in which case it would make total sense that you would feel this. Because even if you're a highly advanced, highly evolved spirit being, there is every reason to see this with great trepidation, because it is kind of tumultuous in the implications of change that are happening here. And you probably know, Electra Ray, that Taurus is not a big fan of change. Taurus likes stability, values, things that work, things that stand the test of time, things that are tangible, you know, money, houses, cars, stuff, preferably owning it, preferably not having things like debt. And so to me, it feels like with the little Nine of Swords here, you would have every reason to stress out, but don't take it personally, okay? If you are taking it personally, sure, you can do that. But my feeling is that it might just be that these energies that are happening right now, especially with this convergence towards this gateway, May the 15th, it might be just bringing up a tremendous amount of stresses and anxieties that have been like simmering and bubbling in the background for a long time. And there's no way for them to go anymore. There's nowhere else for them to go. They're just being squeezed into your full awareness. It's just like, oh my effing God. But the cool thing is to be able to express that and feel that. Like if you were pretending like this wasn't happening, then I would be worried. So what's the situation? Okay, you're getting what you deserve. Okay, so please see this as in a very, very neutral manner. Okay, Electra Ray, my feeling is that however this is looking like it's going to start to pan out for you, my feeling is to please treat this as justice served. You're going to get exactly what you deserve. Okay, for better or for worse. It doesn't matter. No one, this is neutral energy. No one is saying you're a bad, evil person. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Horrible stuff's going to happen to you because of the decisions that you made, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you might have some very challenging experiences. Yes, you might feel guilty or ashamed about things that didn't work in your life. Yes, you might be concerned about what the heck am I going to do now? Uh, Starting this whole new chapter, this new journey from May the 15th onwards. Remember, well, as far as I'm concerned, I've been an astrologer type fan for many years, also with tarot. To me, this is a golden gift, okay? All of this is a golden gift. It's all good news. There are tremendous challenges with this. There are tremendous gifts that come from this. All I'm suggesting is that if you, Electra Ray, are really feeling the pressures and the stresses of this significant moment in time, that would make perfect sense to me as your reader. And however you feel this is going to turn out for you in terms of justice served, in other words, oh my gosh, I'm getting all the stuff that I deserved, including the worst of it, then that's perfectly okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't think the justice card is doing any kind of condemnation or saying, "Ha ha ha, I told you so," or like you should have figured this out beforehand. There's no judgment here. This is purely justice. In other words, everything, Electra Ray, everything is exactly as it should be. And how do we know that? Why is it that way? Well, it's because it can't be any other way. These are just laws of physics. And all that's happening is you're kind of seeing a karmic realization. That's the situation. In other words, however bad it is, that's just how bad it is. However good it is, that's how good it is, and so be it. And then what are we going to do now? What's the challenge with all of this? Okay, more swords. There's a lot of swords here, people. A lot of swords. It looks like a lot of stress. So, Electra Ray, my feeling with the Ten of Swords is that, you know, sometimes I feel that I don't always feel this with the card or in the situation, but right now I'm feeling like enough is enough. Okay, you can't take it anymore. So just admit it, you can't take it anymore. It can't get any worse than it is. And the thing is with the challenge here, here's what's going to sound weird. You know how we go through life and eventually we become like contaminated. We become bitter, resentful, angry, depressed, lost, complacent. We kind of give up on life. We just say, well, life is just a pile of shit, and that's just how it is. We're all condemned here as souls to learn the hard way, and that's just how it is. Well, I'm suggesting as tarot illumination that it is not that way all the time. Yes, we're always going to have challenges, but it doesn't mean you have to be miserable all the time. Okay, all I'm suggesting here is that one of the challenges might be that you're deeply invested in your pain and suffering. It's almost to the point where all you know is pain and suffering. And then the challenge is that when you have a chance like this to evolve and grow and move beyond this, it's almost like, pretend you're lying in a hospital bed somewhere and you're covered in plaster and bandages and tubes and machines and everything. And the doctors and the nurses come in, and you've been that way for quite a while, and that's just your status quo. And you know you're the cause of your own pain. You know you're going to heal eventually, but the time is happening right now, and the doctors and the nurses come and say, okay, well, you're basically cured. You're ready to go. We're going to now strip off all the bandages, take off all the tubes and the pipes and everything, and then you can leave the hospital and go back to your life. And part of you says, well, wait a minute. What am I supposed to do now? Because we can become so married and so identified with our pain and suffering that when it actually comes time to let go and release all that stuff, we don't actually want to do it. I think well, because you get in this You get to this point of shocking realization, like, who am I without my pain? Who am I without my suffering? Who am I without my stories of grief and pain and sorrow and misery? And that's so scary for some people that they would rather stay bound up to their pain and sorrow and misery than actually heal. I know that sounds bizarre, but that happens, okay? With all these swords here, it feels to me that you're in a position where it's almost like being consumed. Like in some part of your life, there's a certain part or aspect of your life that is so like an accumulation of pain and suffering that this is exactly what you deserve. And there's no way out of it. And it's your life and you own it. And again, I'm not trying to be judgmental or anything here. It's just that this is your life, Electro Ray. And if it's all about pain and suffering, and then you're realizing that there's a chance for change, which means letting go of the pain and suffering, that can be terrifying because it means having to let go of anything and everything that you know. And when you are so deeply identified with your pain and suffering, the whole idea of taking that away threatens your whole sense of self, your whole sense of identity, to the point where you don't want to heal, you don't want to evolve, you don't want to grow. How are we going to deal with this? Let it all fall apart, okay? My feeling is that there's no point in holding on to the pain and suffering anymore, and it's not going to happen anyway. In other words, the more you try to resist the need for healing, the more the need for healing persists. I'll say that again. The more you try to resist the need for healing, the more the need for healing persists. Okay? That's what I'm feeling here. And if you hold on so tightly, what happens is you're creating earthquake conditions for yourself. You're literally fabricating the situations and circumstances in which everything's going to go kaboom. But that's okay. The secret here with the Tower card, to me, as your reader, this is like one of the most powerful healing cards in the deck, as far as I'm concerned. And the message here is very, very, very loud and clear. Let it all fall apart. Let go of all your pain and suffering. Admit that you might have been so bound up to your own pain and suffering and damage and tragic stories that you ended up, it becomes like a black hole. It keeps feeding on itself, and pain breeds pain. Suffering breeds suffering. And it's very common, like with military vets, when they've been very badly damaged and they have PTSD. And there's a lot of physical pain as well as the psychological pain. The pain, like the physical pain, is so unbearable that it creates long-term chronic depression, and the body tries to fight. And then the chronic long-term depression becomes a whole way of life. And so it's like there's no end to the misery. All I'm suggesting is that by allowing the soul to crack open, it allows the energy of love and healing to flow. It's just that you might be holding on so tight. Electro Ray, Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, you might be holding on so tightly to the status quo of what you know already. The whole idea of letting everything become obliterated is terrifying to you. So you try to hold on to it together. But the thing is, it's important to understand that these energies here, all this energy with Taurus, Uranus and Taurus, they don't care about you. They don't give a hoot that you're Electro Ray with all your pain and suffering. Mars over here and Uranus over here doesn't care about you. It's just how you deal with this stuff. They don't care. This is very supportive energy, but if you insist on having things a certain way, then what happens is the so-called, these energies are going to just take over energy anyway. Like if it's like the buildup of a volcano, the buildup of an earthquake, the buildup of a breakdown, then that's what has to happen. It's going to happen anyway. So my feeling here with the Tower card is allow anything and everything that's really scary and frightening and destabilizing to you in your life, allow that to happen. Welcome this, bless this. It's almost like telling the planets, you know what? Bring it on. Just freaking bring it on. I'm Electra Ray. I can handle this. I have to handle this. Tarot Illumination said so. So if that's the case, bring it on. All right. I hope that makes sense, Electra Ray. I hope that works for you. I hope you get something out of that reading. I know it was kind of a crazy reading. You'll be all right. Okay. Thank you so much. Again, Electra Ray, please reinterpret this in the details if you want. If you want to share your story on the screen, like it looks like you're doing in some ways, that's fine. I'm trying to keep it broad and public and open. There's other amazing people here who can reinterpret too, as well, if you want to. If there's something, you know, if it's very catastrophic losses here, please bless this. Please allow them to happen. Please allow it all to flow. There's no point in trying to hold on to that stuff. Life is going to move on anyway. All right. Thank you, Electra Ray. You're welcome, Electra Ray. Thank you very much. I'm just cleaning the deck, people. I don't have any more readings left inside of me. I'm pretty wiped out. I know I owe you one, Stephanie. You've been such an amazing supporter. Thank you so much. And, you know, let's connect again soon, okay, Stephanie? Thank you so much. I'm going to leave it at that now. I'm going to put the cards aside. I'll clean them up later for the next show, the next set of readings. I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to put this over here, kind of like this. Put this like so. And then we're going to just start wrapping it up for the evening. Okay, I'm just going to hang out with you guys now. It's been a real pleasure. Somebody asked, did they have the group reading already? Yes, we had the group reading already. That was much earlier. You can see it in the action replay rewinds, okay? Fritaly is taking care of readings, emergency backup support readings in the background there. Thank you so much, Fritaly. So you guys, if you need to, Fritaly's around. Check in, however you do that. I have no idea, but there you go. All right. So let's just start chilling out. Actually, I'm going to make a promotional video to do things properly. Right now, I think I just want to try to wind down the evening nice and gracefully and fun. So let's have a little bit of fun. This is going to be a fun thing. I just want to do this for fun. This is silly. This is called the bounce. Way out in Tokyo, even in old Moscow, in some parts of Trinidad, I remember the good times I had. All along the Great Wall of China, on the decks of ocean liners, with the Incas up in the Andes, way out in Los Angeles, let's bounce. Let's bounce. Let's bounce. Let's bounce.
I smoked powwow with Jim Geronimo. I've been downtown with nowhere to go. I made peace between the west and east, and I've met beauty and the beast. I swam around the great equator. I started out as sooner than later. I've been out to both of the poles, and I know where you don't go wrong. Let's bounce. Let's bounce. Let's bounce. Let's bounce. Let's bounce. We got the words. Got the lyrics. Let's just see if we can hear it now.
All right, I'm starting to chill down. Chillaxing, people. It's time for chillaxation. Chillaxation. Here we go. The sound of chillaxation.
Way out in Tokyo, deep in old Moscow, in some parts of Trinidad, I remember the good times I had. All along the Great Wall of China, on the decks of ocean liners, with the Incas up in the Andes, way out in Los Angeles. Let's bounce. Let's bounce. Let's bounce. Let's bounce. I smoked powwow with Jim Geronimo. I've been downtown with nowhere to go. I made peace between the west and east, and I've met beauty and the beast. I swam around the great equator. I started out as sooner than later. I've been out to both of the poles, and I know where you don't go wrong. Let's bounce. Let's bounce. Let's bounce. Let's bounce. Let's bounce.
All right, I'm going to switch songs now, people.
Let's just see if we can hear it.
All right, I'm going to...
Come alive before the sun does rise. When the sun does rise, I reach out for the skies. Opening my hands to hug a new day. Together in the sun's rays, on my vibrations
rattle through my soul.
shaking out the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe I always be heard. Birds in the inside us, noise the word.
Love is the word.
Moving through the day, bring a
Coincidence of eyes.
giving thanks to heaven that I am still alive. Blessing my enemies with the ones I love. Praying for forgiveness for any damages I've done.
The healing vibrations running through my soul. Shaking out the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by changing the word. The sounds of the universe by all will be heard. Resonate inside us, love is the word. Now the day is done, the moon is on the rise. My trials and tribulations all bottled up inside. I summon in the love as I reach up for the skies. I command no fear and shadows be gone before my eyes. The healing vibrations rattle through my soul. Shaking out the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by changing the word. The sounds of the universe by all will be heard. Resonate inside us, calm is the word. The healing vibrations rattle through my soul. Shaking out the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe by all will be heard. Resonate inside us, calm is the word. Love is the word. Love is the word. Love is the word. Love is the word. Say the word, share the word, speak the word, dance the word, say the word, raise the word, feel the word, love the word, live the word, vibrate the word, shake the word, hug the word, breathe the word, whisper the word, sign the word, love the word, sing it out, sing the word, share the word, speak the word, dance the word, sing the word, Whisper the word, shine the word, love Okay, people, it's the end of the show. It's been lovely to have you. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love knowing that you're out there all over the freaking planet doing this stuff. I get to share my energy with you. You get to share your energy with me. We get to share our energy with each other. This is next level healing, people. Okay? And we're doing it. We're the living examples We're living examples of next level healing. You have to want to be healed. You have to be willing to reveal it, to heal it. You have to be willing to let go of your old stories. You have to want to be loved. You have to love yourself first for this to happen. That's what happens on next level healing. That's just how it is, okay? It's very, very hard to do this. Sometimes it seems so counterintuitive to speak about loving thyself because we're not, a lot of us, born and raised to be that way. But anyway, we'll do this again another time. It's been a pleasure, and I hope you all have a super week ahead, and make the best of this week. It is a game changer week. May the 15th, it's in the middle of the week. There's life before May 15th. There's life after May 15th. And we're going for it, okay? All right. Good night. Good night, Terra Illumination Love Tribe. You are the love tribe. You are the love tribe, all right? Please understand that. I didn't make this up. It's you guys, all right? Thank you so much. Farewell, farewell, farewell.